Chapter 247. Broke even? Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, the surrounding people were all stunned, not understanding the meaning of Mo Qingyun's words for a moment. After being stunned for a brief moment, everyone's expression shook, understanding the meaning of Mo Qingyun's words. Just now, Mo Qingyun auctioned off several items of the auction house, spending a total of 1.5 billion essence spirit stones, and the sum of Fan Xian and Corpse Bin's wealth was around this amount. Now, Mo Qingyun killed the two and seized their cosmos bags. In this case, it was indeed breaking even. After discovering this, everyone's expressions involuntarily changed, feeling a sense of irony in their hearts. Just now, the people from the 10 Great Kingdoms had this idea to deal with Mo Qingyun. But in the blink of an eye, both sides' identities swapped. Mo Qingyun became the eagle, but they became the chickens that were caught. Such an outcome was really dramatic enough. Big Brother Soul Puppet, should we continue chasing? After being stunned for a brief moment, a person from the Soul Kingdom revealed a cold expression and asked Soul Puppet, "No need." Hearing the words of the person beside him, Soul Puppet's expression was grim, raising his hand to indicate for everyone not to chase. Could it be that we're just going to let the purple eye escape like this? Hearing Soul Puppet's decision, the people from the Corpse Kingdom and Blade Kingdom all had furious expressions, expressing their dissatisfaction with Soul Puppet's decision. Just earlier, Fan Xian and Corpse Bin both died at the hands of Mo Qingyun. Can you all catch up? Seeing the expressions of the people from the Blade Kingdom and Corpse Kingdom, Soul Puppet's face fell, issuing a question to them. Hearing Soul Puppet's words, the people from the two kingdoms all shut their mouths. They were unable to refute Soul Puppet's words. Mo Qingyun comprehended the second-level wind profundity, his speed moving like the wind. They had no way of catching up at all. Besides, even if they caught up, what could they do? Mo Qingyun's methods were strange and ever-changing. He was not what they could deal with at all. Everyone, don't panic. Let me finish. Seeing everyone's indignant expressions, Hunning spread his hands at them and said, "Although we were careless and allowed the purple-eyed demon monarch to kill Fan Xian and Bin, it's not like we didn't gain anything." Brother Soul Puppet, do you mean? Hearing the Soul Puppet's words, everyone's expression changed, revealing a trace of confusion as they waited for the Soul Puppet's answer. What do you think is the purple eye's strongest technique? Hun face sneered and asked the crowd, "The purple eye's strongest move? Big Brother Soul Puppet, are you talking about his eye demon eye?" It's definitely not his eyes. I think Brother Soul Puppet is referring to his array formation. It must be the array formation. Without the help of the array formation, the purple eye only has a few more tricks up his sleeve. There is nothing to be afraid of. Back then, outside the secret treasure of the 9 temples, if he didn't know the array formation, he definitely couldn't have killed thousands of cultivators by himself. When he fought with us just now, he didn't seem to have used the array formation. With his character, he shouldn't have done that. Could it be, at this moment, everyone began to ponder. Soon, their eyes lit up as they thought of a possibility. The purple eye might not be able to use the array formation. You think the same as me. After seeing everyone's expressions, the gloomy expression on Hun Ying's face immediately became more intense. He said, "If I'm not wrong, the purple eye's array formation trump card should have been used up. Otherwise, he clearly killed 2 people in a row just now and had the upper hand in terms of momentum. There is no reason for him to run away. In my opinion, the reason he ran away is because he can't use the array formation. Although his strength is not bad, even an elephant can't fight against an army of ants." Hunting analyzed the reason Mo Qingyun ran for everyone. He knows that he can't hold on under our joint forces, so he ran away. Hearing Hun Ying's analysis, the expressions of the surrounding people changed. They nodded repeatedly, expressing their agreement with Hun Ying's analysis. The purple eye is too cunning. He ran away as soon as he saw that he was no match for us. The next time I meet him, I will definitely tear him into pieces. He killed the people of my Corpse Kingdom. I will refine him into a Corpse King and make him unable to reincarnate for eternity. Oomph. Now that he doesn't have the help of the array formation, the purple eye is nothing to worry about. In the future, he will definitely become a street rat. At this moment, the people of the 10 kingdoms gritted their teeth and spoke gloomily. Everyone, don't worry. The purple eye won't be able to escape. Although he is arrogant and cunning, he has a fatal weakness, and that is that he is very loyal. When everyone spoke gloomily, Han Fei revealed a cold smile and said, "As long as Lu Fangliang and the others are in our hands, he will definitely show himself. We just have to go to Four Symbols City and wait for him to appear." Brother Huning, you're wise. As long as he falls to Four Symbols City, he will definitely not be able to return. Hearing Han Ying's words, everyone's expressions changed, and they sneered complacently. Looking at them, it was as if Mo Qingyun had already fallen into their trap. Before we deal with the purple eye, let's take care of a few people first. After replying to everyone, Huning looked at Fan Fong and the others with a gloomy expression and said coldly, "Fan Fong, Hulai, why didn't you interfere when we were dealing with the purple-eyed devil monarch? Could it be that you intend to ally with the devil?" Hulai revealed an expression of disdain when he heard Han Ying's words. He said with displeasure, "Han Ying, it's not up to you to tell us what to do. Also, you don't have the right to order us around. If it was Han Qian, that would be more like it." Han Ying, stop joking. After Hulai's words, Fan Fong revealed an unconcerned smile and said, "Didn't you see? Just now, Fan Xian and Sherbin couldn't even resist under the attack of the purple-eyed devil monarch and were killed by the purple-eyed devil monarch. Our strength is inferior to theirs. If we attack the purple-eyed devil monarch, wouldn't that be courting death? Cowards!" Han Ying's expression immediately darkened when he heard Hulai and Fan Fong's words. He said disdainfully to them. After that, Han Ying continued, "The reason Violet-Eyed Devil Monarch was able to succeed earlier was mainly because it happened suddenly, and everyone wasn't prepared. Moreover, Fan Xian and Sherbin had underestimated their enemy and didn't utilize their trump cards. If they utilized their trump cards, then Violet-Eyed Devil Monarch might not be able to gain the upper hand. It's too late to say this now. Why don't we use our trump cards the next time we meet the purple eye?" Fan Fong grinned and gave Han Ying a perfunctory smile. There was no sincerity in his tone. As for Hulai, he had a look of disdain. He glanced at Han Ying and the others and didn't even speak to them. "Everyone, stop arguing. The main thing now is to deal with the purple eye. We can't panic." Seeing the awkward atmosphere, the people from the Fantasy Kingdom began to smooth things over. Immediately, everyone's expressions turned for the better. After a simple discussion, they got up and went to Four Symbols City. At this moment, while the 10 kingdoms were heading to Four Symbols City, Mo Qingyun found a remote place to stop. After stopping, Mo Qingyun smiled faintly and thought to himself, "I'll refine the 3 mysterious eyelashes first and strengthen my eye bloodline before continuing to Four Symbols City. But before that, let's see if there are any treasures in Fan Xian and Sherbin's universe bags." Mo Qingyun revealed a look of anticipation. He took out Fan Xian and Sherbin's universe bags and opened them to check. Fan Xian and Sherbin's identities aren't ordinary. I'm sure there should be some good stuff in their universe bags. As soon as Fan Xian's universe bag was opened, Mo Qingyun saw various materials and pills. It was a dazzling array. Their wealth could be said to be explosively abundant. What a powerful aura. After seeing the various materials, Mo Qingyun's expression suddenly changed. He felt a sharp and terrifying aura in Fan Xian's universe bag. After this discovery, Mo Qingyun found 3 green blade lights in Fan Xian's universe bag. They emitted a terrifying aura. This is the blade Qi condensed by a Pill Palace expert. After discovering this, Mo Qingyun's expression changed. A trace of lingering fear appeared on his face, and he felt a lingering fear. If Fan Xian used these 3-blade Qi, he would be in a bad situation. He could only run away with his tail between his legs. That was close. Although this blade Qi isn't as strong as the Pill Palace's Big Dipper, it's still extremely powerful. It's enough to threaten a Yuan Dan expert. Mo Qingyun took a deep breath and rejoiced in his heart. Luckily, he acted fast enough and Fan Xian didn't have time to use these trump cards. After rejoicing, Mo Qingyun's face was filled with anticipation. He took out Bin's universe bag and said with anticipation, "This Bin's identity is more honorable than Fan Xian's. There should be more treasures in his universe bag." Then, with this thought in mind, Mo Qingyun opened Bin's cosmos bag and looked through it. After checking it, the result didn't disappoint Mo Qingyun. The collection in Bin's universe bag was indeed much richer than Fan Xian's. What made Mo Qingyun happy was that there was also a powerful trump card in Bin's universe bag. Dark-themed corpse lightning. Seeing the black mass of air in Bin's universe bag, Mo Qingyun's expression changed. He exclaimed, "This is the dark fiend corpse lightning refined from the corpse chi of a pill palace zombie. This thing is much more dangerous than the blade chi just now. So close, so close. I didn't let Bin use this thing in time." At this moment, Mo Qingyun couldn't help but rejoice in his heart. He escaped in time. Otherwise, if these guys used their trump cards together, he wouldn't be able to handle it. After rejoicing in his heart, Mo Qingyun put away Fan Xian and Bin's items and began refining the mysterious eyelashes. He refined the devil bloodline in the 3 eyelashes to strengthen his eyes' bloodline power. Chapter 248. In the blink of an eye, a day passed. At this moment, a purple glint appeared in Mo Qingyun's eyes, emitting a shocking aura. After refining the 3 mysterious eyelashes, his bloodline in his eyes strengthened once more. The eye power in his eyes also became stronger. Mo Qingyun had a feeling right now that the strength of his eye power should be comparable to the eye power of 7 pairs of wings. That was also to say that the power of his eye power raised now was comparable to the full-powered attack of a true element realm 7th level expert. Time to head for 4 Symbol City. Seeing that he had refined the 3 mysterious eyelashes, Mo Qingyun no longer hesitated. He got up and rushed towards 4 Symbol City, thinking to himself, "With my speed, I should be able to reach 4 Symbol City before the 10 kingdoms." When Mo Qingyun was rushing towards 4 Symbol City, a piece of news regarding him spread wildly. That was, the purple eye was unable to use the array formation. The purple eye is unable to use the array formation? Is this news true or false? Is it reliable? Of course it's true. In Star Lane City, the people of the 10 great kingdoms fought against the purple-eyed devil monarch. How could this be false? Then it can't be false. No wonder everyone is heading towards 4 Symbol City. Looks like they're planning to fish in troubled waters. Is there even a need to say that? How many treasures does the purple eye have on him? They'll strike it rich just by casually grabbing one. If the purple eye is seriously injured by everyone and then allows me to take the opportunity to kill him and obtain the treasures on him, I'll strike it rich. There's no time to lose. Let's head to 4 Symbol City too. Otherwise, if we're late, the treasures won't be ours anymore. After receiving the news that Mo Qingyun was unable to use the array formation, everyone seemed to have gone mad, rushing towards 4 Symbol City one after another. At this moment, their hearts were filled with intense greed. Their hearts had already been blackened by benefits. In their opinion, the purple eye was unable to use the formation, so he could not carry out a large-scale massacre. His battle prowess would definitely be greatly reduced. If that was the case, the purple eye would be hunted down by the 10 great kingdoms because he was weak and powerless. In the end, he would die in the 100 Kingdoms battlefield. In this way, wouldn't they have the opportunity to take advantage of the purple eye's weakness to hit him when he was down and make him suffer under their blades? At that time, the purple eye's treasures would be theirs. They might even get the method to cultivate the demonic eye, making them famous. As for how small the probability of such a thing happening was, and whether they would lose their lives because of it, they did not consider it at all. As everyone rushed towards 4 Symbol City like a madman, the news of Mo Qingyun not being able to use array formations finally spread to 4 Symbol City. What? The purple eye can't use the array? In 4 Symbol City's City Lord's residence, Ingfeng was pleasantly surprised when he heard this news. He confirmed with the guard who reported it. Is this news reliable? Lord Ingfeng, This news is absolutely reliable. It is said that Lord Soul Puppet of the First Kingdom personally said this. The guard immediately revealed a respectful expression when he heard Ing Feng's question. He replied, "Moreover, it said that Lord Soul Puppet's group fought with the purple-eyed Devil Monarch. In the end, the purple-eyed Devil Monarch was defeated and fled. After Lord Soul Puppet's group repelled the purple-eyed Devil Monarch, they've already rushed over to Four Symbol City." The purple-eyed Devil Monarch was repelled? Ing Feng was pleasantly surprised when he heard the guard's words. He sneered, "The purple eye, without the help of the formation, you're just SOSO. After saying this, Ing Feng revealed a trace of arrogance and asked the guard, "How are Ling Luo and the others now?" "These fellows are still the same as before. Every one of them is as stubborn as a duck." After hearing Ing Feng's words, the guard immediately revealed a trace of anger and reported it to Ing Feng. It seemed that they had suffered quite a bit while guarding Ling Luo and the others. "Let's go and see them." After hearing the guard's words, Ing Feng revealed a smug expression and walked out of the city lord's residence. He sneered, "Now, let's give them a surprise. If they know that the purple eye can't use the array, their expressions will be very interesting." Haha. Soon, Ing Feng and the others arrived outside the city lord's residence on a platform that had been built not long ago. At this moment, there was a huge iron cage placed on a high platform. Inside the iron cage, there were iron chains. Every 5 iron chains had a person tied to it. These people who were chained up were Ling Luo, Long Yutian, and the others. At this moment, Ling Luo and the others were in a sorry state. Other than Ling Luo, the others had many injuries on their bodies. "Son of a bitch, that fellow is here again." Seeing Ing Feng's arrival, Ling Luo said angrily and glared at Ing Feng and the others. After that, Ling Luo said apologetically to Long Yutian and the others, "Brother Long, Brother Liang, Miss Ruo Shui, and everyone else, it's all my fault. I've implicated you all." Hearing Ling Luo's words, Ruo Shui frowned and glared at him fiercely. However, there was no resentment in her eyes. "Brat, what's the point of saying all this now?" Hearing Ling Luo's words, Long Yutian smiled bitterly and said to Ling Luo, "Brat, you're cultivating well in the secret room. Why are you running around for no reason? You're not like me. Your mouth will itch if you don't drink." When Ling Luo heard Long Yutian's words, he instantly revealed an awkward expression. He smiled embarrassedly and said, This, isn't Pink City famous for its beautiful girls? I've been in Pink City for so many days, but I haven't been there to take a look. I couldn't help it and wanted to take a look. Who knew?" Hearing Ling Luo's reply, Long Yutian and the others were speechless. They didn't know what to say. After all this time, this brat was caught by Ing Feng and the others because of this. You're about to die, and you're still in the mood to talk about women." At this moment, just as Ling Luo and the others were talking, a cold snort came from the side. "You damned eagle, don't be so happy. When my boss comes to save me, I'll definitely kill you." Upon hearing Ing Feng's words, Ling Luo spat at him and replied with a look of disdain. "Your boss is coming to save you?" Hearing Ling Luo's words, Ing Feng laughed coldly and said, "Brat, I'm afraid you won't be able to wait until that day. Let me tell you the truth. The purple eye can't use the array now. He can't even save himself, so don't expect him to save you." "What? Brother Mo can't use the array?" "Brother Mo uses the array disk of the 9 temples. Does that mean that the array disk of the 9 temples has run out of energy? That should be the case. Does that mean that Brother Mo can't use the array anymore?" Hearing Ing Feng's words, Long Yutian and the others' expressions changed, revealing looks of surprise. After realizing this, Long Yutian and the others felt their hearts sink. If Mo Qingyun couldn't use the array, if Mo Qingyun came to save them, they might even die. While Long Yutian and the others' hearts were heavy, Ing Feng smiled coldly and said, "Also, not long ago, the purple-eyed Devil Emperor encountered the experts of the 10 Great Kingdoms. After a battle, he was beaten like a stray dog and fled with his tail between his legs." What's there to be happy about? At most, we'll die. Seeing the smug look on Ing Feng's face, Ling Luo replied with disdain. After we die, my boss will definitely avenge us. With my boss's talent, it'll be a piece of cake for him to kill you all if he has enough time. He won't have that chance. After hearing Ling Luo's words, Ing Feng smiled and shook his head. The Purple Eye's talent is very high. I can't deny that. However, he has a fatal weakness, and that is his arrogance and loyalty. Now that he knows that you've fallen into our hands, he'll definitely come to save you. Eagle Peak revealed a complacent expression and said, You probably don't know, but countless experts have arrived in Four Symbol City in the past few days. I can guarantee that as soon as the purple-eyed Devil Monarch appears, he will immediately be besieged and killed. After replying to Ling Luo and the others, Ing Feng smiled coldly at the guards beside him. You guys go over there and drag that brat out. Kill him. Hearing Ing Feng's words, Long Yutian and the others' faces immediately darkened. They berated him. Ing Feng, didn't you say that you'd only kill one person a day? You've already killed one today. Why are you killing another now? Why? Because I'm in a good mood today. To celebrate the purple eye being unable to use the formation, I'll kill one more person to celebrate. Ing Feng smiled proudly at Long Yutian and the others' questions. After replying to Long Yutian and the others, he ordered the guards, Kill him. Ing Feng, you'll die a horrible death. Long Yutian and the others were enraged by Ing Feng's words and roared at him. Haha, don't worry. Even if you're all dead, I won't die either. Ing Feng did not care at all about Long Yutian and the others' words and replied proudly. At this moment, Mo Qingyun immediately sensed that person being killed. I've lost contact with another soul-sucking brand. This is the second soul-sucking brand I've lost contact with today. Mo Qingyun immediately frowned when he discovered this. The uneasiness in his heart grew even stronger as he thought to himself, Have the people of the 10 Kingdoms arrived in Four Symbol City ahead of time? Looks like I have to speed up. The teleportation gate. With this thought, Mo Qingyun unleashed his martial soul super ability and rushed towards Four Symbol City. Around half a day later, Mo Qingyun finally arrived at Four Symbol City after traveling tirelessly. After arriving at Four Symbol City, Mo Qingyun did not hesitate to unleash his spiritual power to sense the location of Rouge and the others. They're in the City Lord's mansion. Chapter 249. Just as Mo Qingyun was making his way to the city governor's mansion, Han Ing and the rest had also arrived at Four Symbol City. After arriving at Four Symbol City, Han Ing and the rest hurried to the city governor's mansion, waiting for Mo Qingyun to walk right into their trap. Mo Qingyun did not know that Han Ing and the rest had arrived. It didn't take long for Mo Qingyun to arrive outside the city governor's estate as he moved swiftly, and he saw the huge platform before it. Ling Luo, Brother Lu, Brother Long, Ruoshui, Rufin, he looked at the people on the high platform who were chained up like wild beasts in cages. At this moment, Mo Qingyun's expression was extremely gloomy. Just as Mo Qingyun's face darkened and his body emitted a murderous aura, the 9 temples said excitedly, Young Lord, the Starline Array Stones have all been refined. The effect is better than expected. The 9 temples array disc has recovered 80% of its power. Good, you did well. After hearing Jiogong's words, Mo Qingyun praised him and didn't hesitate any longer. His figure flashed and charged towards the high platform. Bird of prey break. Mo Qingyun's body moved. He turned into an afterimage. Like a streamer of light, he charged towards the high platform. As Mo Qingyun moved, wind blades immediately appeared around him and swept toward him like a storm of sharp blades. Swoosh, 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 under the storm of wind blades. The people around Mo Qingyun were injured by the storm of wind blades, leaving wounds on their bodies. Fire Dragon Seal. As soon as he reached the platform, Mo Qingyun took out 81 Fire Dragon Seals and charged toward the people on the platform. Bang, bang, bang. Then, the Fire Dragon Battle Seal carried a shocking heat wave and blasted toward the crowd. Faced with the attack of the Fire Dragon Seals, the 4th level True Energy Realm Guards were all sent flying off the platform in the blink of an eye. Mo Qingyun, boss, the purple eye. After this scene appeared, everyone immediately saw Mo Qingyun, and each of them revealed a look of surprise. The purple-eyed devil monarch had really come. It seemed that the rumors were true. The purple-eyed devil monarch was indeed a loyal person. Boss, hurry up and leave. They've already set up an ambush for you. As soon as Ling Luo saw Mo Qingyun arrive, he became anxious and shouted a warning to Mo Qingyun. Brother Mo, we will remember this favor of yours. Seeing Mo Qingyun appear, Long Yutian was also touched. He reminded Mo Qingyun, you can't use the formation now. You're outnumbered. It's too dangerous for you to stay here. Leave now. Let's go. Lu Fangliang said in a deep voice with a cold expression. Remember to avenge us. Ruo Shui's eyes flashed with worry. She said to Mo Qingyun with concern, Idiot, don't you know that they left us alive to lure you here? Pink and the others were also touched. They said firmly, Master, hurry up and leave. Otherwise, it'll be too late when the people from the 10 kingdoms arrive. Hearing their words of concern, Mo Qingyun was touched. He smiled faintly and replied, It's too late. They're already here. As soon as Mo Qingyun finished speaking, a group of people arrived before the city lord's mansion. All of them sneered at Mo Qingyun. These people were Han Ying and the others from Star Lane City. Seeing Han Ying and the others, Ying Feng was pleasantly surprised. He walked toward them and said respectfully, Ying Feng welcomes all of you. Prince Ying Feng, you're too kind. Hearing Ying Feng's words, Han Ying smiled faintly and greeted Ying Feng courteously. Although Ying Feng was not strong, he was still the prince of the Eagle Kingdom. Han Ying still had to show him some respect. After replying to Ying Feng, Han Ying looked at Mo Qingyun with a cold smile and said, The purple eye, you were lucky enough to escape last time. This time, we won't give you another chance. Lucky enough to escape? Hearing Han Ying's words, Mo Qingyun smiled nonchalantly and replied, I didn't think that you would come to seek death again. I was in a good mood the last time and didn't kill you. Seek death? Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, Ying Feng smiled coldly. He looked at Mo Qingyun and said, The purple eye, there's no point in trying to win a battle of words. Everyone knows that you no longer have the support of the formation. Without the power of the formation, what else can you do? Is that so? Hearing Ying Feng's words, Mo Qingyun smiled coldly. He looked at Ying Feng and said coldly, Even if I don't use the formation, killing you will be as easy as flipping my hand. You were lucky enough to escape last time, but instead of hiding obediently, you actually dared to jump around in front of me. Since you want to die, I'll fulfill your wish. Sun incinerating mountain shattering blade. As soon as Mo Qingyun finished speaking, he slashed at Ying Feng with fiery silk blade. His movements were swift and decisive. Prince Ying Feng, be careful. Seeing Mo Qingyun's actions, Han Ying and the others' expressions changed, and they warned Ying Feng. They were well aware of Mo Qingyun's strength. Even Fan Xian could not take a single blow from Mo Qingyun, let alone Ying Feng. Hearing Han Ying and the others' warnings, Ying Feng did not dare hesitate and immediately blocked the attack. I force ray. A cold smile appeared on the corners of Mo Qingyun's mouth when he saw Ying Feng block his attack, and then 2 rays of light shot out from his eyes. The 2 eye force rays emitted 2 auras that were enough to make a true energy realm LV7 cultivator pale. Demonic eye ray. Oh no! Seeing Mo Qingyun's eye force ray, Han Ying and the others' expressions changed and they cursed. They clearly remembered that Corpse Bin, who was at the 9th level of the true origin stage, had been instantly killed by Mo Qingyun's attack during the battle. Now that Ying Feng was facing Mo Qingyun's attack, it was very likely that he would die. Pucci. However, before Han Ying and the others could warn Ying Feng, the eye force ray had already pierced through Ying Feng's head. Ying Feng was instantly killed with 1 blow. After seeing this scene, everyone's expressions immediately changed. They looked at Mo Qingyun with awe and fear in their eyes. After he killed Ying Feng, Mo Qingyun revealed a cold and indifferent expression. He gazed at the people in the surroundings of the city lord's estate and said, Now, I'll give all of you 10 breaths of time to leave four-symbol city immediately. Otherwise, don't blame me for starting a slaughter once more. Starting a massacre again? Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, everyone's expressions changed and fear rose in their hearts. They still remembered that when Mo Qingyun said he was going to start a massacre, he had killed thousands of cultivators outside the 9 temples. Now that Mo Qingyun said the same thing again, would he kill thousands of cultivators again? At this moment, fear rose in some people's hearts, and they planned to leave Four Symbols City immediately. The stakes were too high, and they did not dare to take the risk because if they lost, they would lose their lives. A short while later, some people who had originally come to watch the show fled out of Four Symbol City one after another. The Purple Eye will meet again. Seeing the situation, Hu Lai and Fan Fong did not say anything else. They clasped their hands at Mo Qingyun and walked out of Four Symbol City together. The two of you, seeing Fan Fong and Hu Lai, two people's actions, Hun Fei's face immediately darkened. He gritted his teeth and berated Hu Lai two people. It was just that Hu Lai two people did not take Hun Fei's enraged words to heart in the slightest. They gave him a disdainful glance and continued walking out of Four Symbol City. Seeing Hu Lai and Fan Fong, two people's attitude, Hun Fei's face became grim to the extreme. He gnashed his teeth and said, "Humph. The two of you don't have to be smug. After I finish off the Purple Eye, I'll slowly take care of you guys." Seeing Hu Lai and Fan Fong, two people leave, some people who were originally not determined also left Four Symbol City one after another. Before long, the people in Four Symbol City were reduced by close to 1/3. Killing intent radiated from Mo Qingyun as he looked at the people who remained. He said coldly, "Since all of you want to die, don't blame me for being ruthless." The expressions of the remaining people changed when they heard Mo Qingyun's words. They all showed disdain. "The Purple Eye, aren't you afraid of biting your tongue when you talk big? There are a few thousand of us here. Can't we deal with you alone? That's right. Without the might of the formation, you're even less than a dog in our eyes. We're different from outside the 9 temples' treasure trove this time. We have experts from the 10 kingdoms here. That's right. You won't be able to escape this time. It's best if you obediently hand over the treasure trove and take the initiative to commit suicide. Brothers, let's attack together. Slay the demon and uphold justice. Slay the demon and uphold justice." For a moment, arrogance appeared on the faces of the surrounding people as they spoke righteously. It was as if their current actions were a matter of upholding justice. Slay the demon and uphold justice? Mo Qingyun smiled disdainfully when he heard the crowd's words. He said disdainfully, "A few thousand people against a single one of us. So this is the so-called justice? In my opinion, there's no need for it." The faces of the surrounding people immediately sank when they heard Mo Qingyun's words, and they retorted, "Oomph. Everyone has the right to slay a demon like you. There's no need to talk about morality or etiquette. That's right. There's no need to talk about rules when dealing with a demon. A demon like him should be hacked to pieces. Let's attack together and kill him. We'll return peace to the 100 countries battlefield." At this moment, everyone spoke out in excitement once again, treating themselves as the embodiment of justice. The corners of Mo Qingyun's mouth twitched when he heard their words. He sneered, "I've already given you a chance. Since you insist on seeking death, I'll fulfill your wish." The Purple Eye, your words won't scare everyone. Disdain appeared on Hun Ying's face when he heard Mo Qingyun's words. He replied, "If you really have a way to deal with everyone, why aren't you doing it? Don't you have a very powerful formation? Why haven't you used it yet? Since you want to see a formation so much, I'll satisfy you." The corners of Mo Qingyun's lips curled when he heard Hun Ying's words. He smiled playfully. Chapter 250. Under Mo Qingyun's action, a light screen immediately appeared beside him, enveloping him and Ling Luo and the rest inside. This was the lesser 5-element star formation. Array formation? The moment they saw this scene, the surrounding people's expressions twitched, revealing a trace of shock and panic. The scene before their eyes seemed to be somewhat different from what they imagined. Wasn't the Purple Eye unable to set up array formations? But what was this light screen before their eyes? Could this not be an array formation? At this moment, doubt and puzzlement arose in everyone's hearts. After a brief moment of doubt, they obtained an answer in their hearts. They had miscalculated this time. The purple-eyed devil monarch could still set up arrays. The purple eye can still set up array formations. Everyone, quickly flee for your lives. The moment they saw Mo Qingyun set up the array formation, the surrounding people's expressions immediately changed drastically. Some people already started fleeing for their lives. Mo Qingyun's current performance completely exceeded their expectations. Want to flee? Seeing everyone's actions, a cold smile surfaced on Mo Qingyun's face as he said coldly, "You guys already don't have this chance." At the same time that Mo Qingyun spoke, a crimson light screen flew out from the Nine Temples array disk with extreme speed, instantly enveloping the entire four-symbol city within. The Burning Flame Heaven Descending Array was set up. Following the Burning Flame Heaven Descending Array, those people who were preparing to flee for their lives were all stopped. Seeing this scene, the people who left Four-Symbol City previously all revealed expressions like they had just survived a calamity. P-array formation. The purple eye can still set up array formations. So close. Luckily, I escaped quickly. Otherwise, I would really be dead this time. A bunch of idiots. How can the purple eyes things be so easy to snatch? Don't know the difference between life and death. At this moment, everyone outside Four-Symbol City was gloating over their misfortune. Looks like we made a very wise choice. After seeing this, Fan Fong smiled faintly and sighed. Hee, they've underestimated the purple eye. He's not someone to be trifled with. I'm afraid Soul Puppet and the others are doomed this time. After Hulai heard this, he could not help but let out a sigh. Within Four-Symbol City, the expressions of the people from the 10 great kingdoms twitched when they saw Mo Qingyun's formation. They were shocked by the scene before them. They all knew that the array set up by the purple-eyed devil monarch was terrifying. At this moment, they were probably in trouble. You can actually set up arrays? The Soul Puppet's face twitched when it saw this. It looked at Mo Qingyun in panic. Did I say that I can't set up formations? Hearing Soul Puppet's words, Mo Qingyun looked at him mockingly and said disdainfully, "Sometimes, it's not a good thing to be too smart. Haven't you heard of the saying, cleverness can be the downfall of cleverness? Cleverness can be the downfall of cleverness?" Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, the Soul Puppet's expression changed and revealed a trace of bitterness. However, he could not refute Mo Qingyun's words. This time, if he had not jumped to the conclusion that Mo Qingyun could not set up formations, they would not have been in such a predicament. Then, they would not have fallen into such a situation. Immediately, Soul Puppet revealed a bitter expression and looked at Mo Qingyun. He said coldly, "Then why didn't you set up a formation in Star Lane City last time?" "In Star Lane City?" Hearing Han Ying's words, a faint smile appeared on Mo Qingyun's lips. He replied, "Last time in Star Lane City, I was indeed unable to set up a formation. However, you should remember that I was at the auction house. Did you bid for the 100 power runic stones? Could it be because of the power runic stones?" Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, the expressions of Soul Puppet and the others changed and revealed a look of shock. Could it be that they were defeated this time because of the 100 power runic stones? As soon as this thought appeared, a sense of regret rose in the hearts of Soul Puppet and the others. They felt resentful. If they had not been arrogant and pieced the elemental spirit stones together, no matter how wealthy Mo Qingyun was, he would not have been able to compete with them. In that case, the power runic stones would have been theirs. In that case, Mo Qingyun would not have the power runic stones and could not set up a formation. This would not have happened. It could be said that in this confrontation with Mo Qingyun, he had made one wrong move and lost the whole game. Now that I have told you all this, you can die in peace. With that, Mo Qingyun did not say anything else. He directly controlled the burning flame, descending formation, and bombarded Soul Puppet and the others. Boom, boom, boom. Under Mo Qingyun's control, the burning flame, descending formation immediately produced a buzzing sound and huge fireballs appeared one after another. Not long after, these fireballs came crashing down at an extremely fast speed, bombarding the people below. Bang, bang, bang. As the fireballs smashed down, they immediately emitted a terrifying heat wave that engulfed the people around them. No, no, I don't want to die yet. Faced with the engulfment of these heat waves, someone immediately cried out in panic and revealed a look of horror. However, their horror was of no use. In a short while, nearly 100 cultivators were directly burned to ashes under the engulfment of the flames. Not even a trace of them was left. Let's join forces to break the formation and leave this place. After seeing the horror of the burning flame descending formation, Soul Puppet did not dare to hesitate and immediately suggested to everyone. All right. Hearing Soul Puppet's words, the others immediately nodded in response and joined forces to break the formation. Bang, bang, bang. Under the attacks of Soul Puppet and the others, the burning flame descending formation immediately produced a series of loud noises. However, under the attacks of Soul Puppet and the others, the burning flame descending formation did not even budge. Seeing this scene, Soul Puppet and the others' expressions immediately turned ugly. The power of the burning flame descending formation was beyond their expectations. At the same time, a large fireball smashed beside Soul Puppet and the others, engulfing a person from Saber Kingdom. Save! Save me! Faced with the engulfment of the fireball, the person from Saber Kingdom was burned to ashes before he could even finish his sentence. Seeing this scene, the other people from the 10 Great Kingdoms were so frightened that their expressions immediately twitched, revealing looks of horror on their faces. Everyone, don't hold back. Show us your trump cards. At this moment, Soul Puppet did not dare to hold back any longer because they might all die here if they were not careful. Immediately, Soul Puppet and the others displayed their trump cards and bombarded the burning flame descending formation. Bang, bang, bang. Faced with the attacks of Soul Puppet and the others, the burning flame descending formation was once again bombarded with loud noises. However, there were still no signs of it being broken. How? How could this be? Seeing this scene, Soul Puppet and the others panicked. A trace of fear and despair flashed in their eyes. They had even displayed their trump cards, but they still could not break the burning flame descending formation. Were they really going to die here? At this moment, the people from the 10 Great Kingdoms were finally afraid. Seeing everyone's actions, Mo Chinyan looked at Soul Puppet and the others with a sneer and said, Soul Puppet, don't waste your time. You can't break the burning flame descending formation. Hearing Mo Chinyan's words, Soul Puppet and the others' expressions twitched. The fear and panic on their faces grew even stronger. Then, Soul Puppet's expression became flustered, and his tone was somewhat nervous as he said, The Purple Eye, do you really want to become enemies with the 10 Great Kingdoms? Aren't you afraid of the 10 Great Kingdoms' revenge? We're the 10 Great Kingdoms. Hearing Soul Puppet's threat, Mo Chinyan replied disdainfully and said coldly, Moreover, I don't think I've ever wanted to become enemies with the 10 Great Kingdoms, right? It's just that you've always coveted my treasure and used hypocritical excuses to try and snatch my treasure. Hearing Mo Chinyan's words, Soul Puppet and the others were speechless. They could not refute Mo Chinyan's words. For a moment, Soul Puppet and the others fell silent. After a short silence, Soul Puppet's expression darkened, and he said coldly to Mo Chinyan, The Purple Eye, it was all our fault before. I apologize to you. As long as you let us go now, the people of the 10 Great Kingdoms will definitely not cause trouble for you in the future. Let you go? Hearing Soul Puppet's words, Mo Chinyan immediately sneered and said nonchalantly, So what if the 10 Great Kingdoms cause trouble for me? Do you think I'm afraid? If they cause trouble for me, I'll just kill a few more people. I've said so much to you. It's time to send you on your way. As soon as Mo Chinyan finished speaking, he controlled the burning flame descending formation and focused its firepower on Soul Puppet and the others. Facing the dense bombardment of fireballs, although the people of the 10 Great Kingdoms were not weak, they could not withstand the frenzied bombardment of fireballs. In a short while, a few people from the 10 Great Kingdoms were hit by the fireballs and burned in a black smoke. Seeing the people around them being killed one after another, The people of the 10 great kingdoms immediately looked horrified. They were no different from the others. The Purple Eye, I was wrong. Please let me go. I won't cause trouble for you anymore. The Purple Eye, I'm the young Marquis of the Spear Kingdom. As long as you let me go, I can give you a lot of money. The Purple Eye, as long as you let me go, I'll listen to you in the future. I'll even be your dog. For a moment, the people of the 10 great kingdoms kept begging for mercy. They had lost all of their previous prestige. However, Mo Qingyun paid no attention to their pleas. His face remained cold and indifferent. Master is so powerful. Pink and the others were completely dumbfounded when they saw this scene. They looked horrified. Now, they finally knew what had happened outside the 9 Temples' secret treasure. At this moment, they realized how wise it was for them to submit to Mo Qingyun. As more and more people were killed, the people in the burning sky, descending formation panicked. They were scared out of their wits. The Purple Eye, we were wrong. Please give me a chance. Spare my life. The Purple Eye, as long as you let me go, I'll be your slave. I don't want to die. I'm just here to join in the fun. Please spare my life. In a moment, all sorts of pleas for mercy were heard. Everyone's tone was filled with terror. Mo Qingyun ignored their pleas. Mo Qingyun knew very well that if he fell into the other party's hands now, the other party would not let him go either. This was the reality of the world. After looking at the crowd coldly, Mo Qingyun walked toward the metal cage and slashed at it with the fire dragon saber. Clang, clang, clang. Under Mo Qingyun's attack, the metal cage was immediately broken and a gap appeared. Chapter 251. It's just some minor injuries. Don't worry, Brother Mo. After hearing Mo Qingyun's words, Lu Fangliang and the others showed indifference and responded to Mo Qingyun. Hearing their words, Mo Qingyun's expression relaxed a little. He said to everyone, rest and recover first. I'll deal with these guys in the descending flame formation. Okay. After hearing Mo Qingyun's words, Lu Fangliang and the others nodded in response. They did not say anything else and sat down cross-legged to rest and recover. Seeing Lu Fangliang and the others sit down to rest, Mo Qingyun controlled the descending flame formation to slaughter the remaining people in the formation. Faced with Mo Qingyun's powerful attack, the number of people in the descending flame formation immediately decreased rapidly. Soon, only a few people from the 10 great kingdoms were left in the descending flame formation. They were still struggling to survive with their trump cards. You don't have to struggle anymore. You won't survive in this descending flame formation. Mo Qingyun had a mocking expression on his face when he saw the sorry state of the people of the 10 great kingdoms, and he spoke coldly to them. Han Ying and the others wore bitter expressions when they heard Mo Qingyun's words. Regret rose in their hearts. They had nothing better to do. Why did they have to provoke the demon the Purple Eye? This guy was a mad demon who had slaughtered thousands of people in a fit of rage. How could it be easy to offend such a person? Purple-eyed Devil Monarch, we have offended you before. Please give us a chance to apologize. At this moment, Hunting was no longer as arrogant as before. His tone softened as he persuaded Mo Qingyun. Killing us won't do you any good. Instead, you'll attract the hatred of the 10 great kingdoms. What's the point? After hearing Han Ying's words, Mo Qingyun smiled coldly. He looked at everyone playfully and said, You're right. Killing you won't do me any good. Upon hearing Mo Qingyun's words, the eyes of Han Ying and the others immediately lit up. They were overjoyed as they said, So, you agree to let us go? Then, Han Ying and the others looked expectant. They nervously waited for Mo Qingyun's answer. Let you go? When he saw Han Ying and the others' expressions, the mocking expression on Mo Qingyun's face immediately intensified. You're overthinking things. I, Mo Qingyun, am used to taking revenge and complaining when I have a grudge. Since you want to kill me, you should be prepared to be killed. So all of you die. As soon as Mo Qingyun finished speaking, he controlled the burning flame, descending formation to attack Han Ying and the others. The light protecting Soul Puppet and the others immediately dimmed under the barrage of attacks. Not long after, several people were hit by the fireball and were devoured into ashes, disappearing without a trace. Just like that, as time passed, the people around Soul Puppet were killed one after another. One by one, they were burned to ashes by the flames. "Brother Soul Puppet, save me." Before these people died, they all cried out for help to Soul Puppet. Their eyes were filled with terror. After a while, Soul Puppet was the only one left among the people from the 10 Great Kingdoms. At this moment, several huge fireballs with terrifying heat waves blasted towards the Soul Puppet at an extremely fast speed. Seeing the fireballs coming, Soul Puppet's expression immediately twitched. He knew very well that if he was hit by these fireballs, he would definitely die. However, at this time, he had no way out. He could only wait for the fireballs to descend. After this discovery, Soul Puppet's eyes immediately turned blood red. His expression became ferocious as he said, "The purple eye, wait for the endless pursuit of the 10 Great Kingdoms." Bang! While the Soul Puppet was speaking, a few huge fireballs swallowed him up and burned him to ashes. After killing Soul Puppet, Imo did not hesitate any longer. He moved and walked into the burning flame, descending formation to count the spoils of war. A quarter of an hour later, a satisfied smile appeared on Imo face as he stopped what he was doing. He had collected all the Chinquin bags in the burning flame, descending formation. Compared to the previous time outside the 9 temples, his harvest this time seemed to be even more. After doing all this, Imo walked to Lu Fangliang and the others with a faint smile and said, "Everyone, for Symbol's city has been destroyed under the attack of the burning flame descending formation. Let's go to Bloodbath City now." Okay. Hearing Imo Qingyun's words, Lu Fangliang and the others nodded in agreement with Imo Qingyun. Seeing everyone's response, Imo Qingyun no longer hesitated and led the way to Bloodbath City. Several hours later, Imo Qingyun and the others arrived at the city lord residence of Bloodbath City. Duan Wei welcomes Master and everyone. When Duan Wei saw Imo Qingyun and the others arrive, he immediately came out of the city lord residence to welcome Imo Qingyun. "Duan Wei, go and arrange a few rooms for everyone to rest." Seeing Duan Wei approach, Imo Qingyun didn't say much to him and directly gave him orders. Yes. Hearing Mo Qingyun's order, Duan Wei did not dare to hesitate and immediately got to work, arranging accommodations for Pink and the others to rest. While Duan Wei was arranging accommodations for Pink and the others, Imo Qingyun found a secret cultivation room and walked in, ready to count the spoils of war. Arriving at the secret cultivation room, Imo Qingyun sat down cross-legged and took out the Chinquin bags he had obtained previously and checked them one by one. After a round of checking, Imo Qingyun's face immediately revealed a look of surprise. Brilliant Bone Gold, Dark Moon Spirit Accumulation, 100 Calamity Dragon Revolving Rock. At this moment, items appeared in front of Imo Qingyun. Looking at the items in front of him, Imo Qingyun was pleasantly surprised. With these items, the materials I need to cultivate He Xian's incarnation will not be a problem. Immediately, Imo Qingyun did not hesitate and put away these items separately, one after another, in order to be used for cultivation in the future. After several hours, all the items were finally put away according to their categories. At this moment, he clearly knew how much he had gained this time. He had obtained a total of 5 to 6 billion elemental spirit stones, millions of battlefield elemental crystals, and a large amount of alchemy materials, refining materials, various weapons, and armor. It could be said that after this battle, Imo Qingyun had really become rich overnight. At this moment, as Imo Qingyun was putting away the various items, a map attracted his attention. Seeing this, Imo Qingyun picked up the map and looked at it. After taking a look, Imo Qingyun was pleasantly surprised. This map was actually related to Devil. According to the description of the map, there were countless demons in this place, and there were also some mysterious treasures. This was definitely excellent news for Imo Qingyun. Demon Abyss. I must go and take a look. After this discovery, Imo Qingyun's face was filled with determination, and he secretly made a decision. Immediately, Imo Qingyun did not hesitate and directly walked out of the secret room. Chapter 252. Brother Lu, Brother Long. I have to leave Bloodpool City immediately. After finding Lu Fangliang and the rest, Mo Qingyun informed them, due to the dangers of the place, I can't bring you along. Mo Qingyun continued, also, I've killed people from the 10 great kingdoms this time. It definitely won't let this matter rest. To avoid a repeat of what happened in Pink City, after I leave Bloodpool City, you guys should leave as well. All right, we understand. Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, Lu Fangliang and the rest showed signs of understanding. They nodded and said, Brother Mo, don't worry. We'll take care of ourselves. At this moment, Long Yutian chuckled and patted Ling Luo's shoulder. Brother Mo, don't worry. This time, I'll keep an eye on this kid and won't let him cause any trouble. Brother Long, don't say that. I'll lose face. Ling Luo retorted gloomily. Seeing Ling Luo's expression, Mo Qingyun smiled faintly and teased him. Kid, you went to have fun and got caught red-handed. You still have a nerve to say that you'll lose face. Boss you. Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, Ling Luo was instantly speechless. Seeing Ling Luo's deflated expression, Ruo Shui and Pink covered their mouths and laughed. As for the others, seeing Ling Luo's deflated expression, they all laughed, making Ling Luo depressed. After chatting for a while, Mo Qingyun took out a few Chinquan bags and handed them to Lu Fangliang and the rest, saying, inside these Chinquan bags are some elemental holy stones, battlefield origin crystals, and some elixirs. Take them and refine them in the future to raise your cultivation. Okay. In response to Mo Qingyun's actions, Lu Fangliang and the others didn't say much and directly put away the Chinquan pouch. Based on their relationship with Mo Qingyun, it would seem too distant to say such things. Seeing that Lu Fangliang and the others had accepted the Chinquan bags, Mo Qingyun took out 2 more. He passed the saber chi he obtained from Fan Xian to Lu Fangliang and said, Brother Lu, these are 2 strands of saber chi condensed by Pill Palace realm experts. Carry them with you. In the future, they should be able to resolve 2 dangers for you. This, hearing Mo Qingyun's words, the expressions of Lu Fangliang and the others changed. They hesitated and said worriedly, Brother Mo, if you give this saber chi to us, what will you use to defend yourself? Hearing Lu Fangliang and the others' words of concern, Mo Qingyun smiled faintly and said, I have the 9 temples array disc with me. In this 100 countries battlefield, the number of people who can harm me can be counted on one hand. You don't have to worry too much. If that's the case, I'll accept it. Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, Lu Fangliang no longer hesitated and kept the 2 strands of saber chi into his Chinquan pouch. Seeing that Lu Fangliang had kept the saber chi, Mo Qingyun looked towards Pink and the others and said, Pink, Duan Wei, after I leave, you guys should also leave Bloodbath City. Yes, master. Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, Pink and the others immediately nodded respectfully in response. Seeing their actions, Mo Qingyun nodded and took out a few more Chinquan pouches. He handed them to Pink and the others and said, Here are some origin spirit stones, battlefield origin crystals, and pills. Take them. You can use them to increase your cultivation in the future. Seeing Mo Qingyun's actions, Pink and the others were moved. Mo Qingyun had actually prepared these things for them. At this moment, while Pink and the others were moved, Mo Qingyun took out another strand of saber chi and handed it to Pink. He said, Pink, keep this strand of saber chi with you. When you're in danger, use it. It should be able to resolve a crisis for you. Thank you, master. Seeing Mo Qingyun's actions, Pink's eyes immediately glowed. She looked at Mo Qingyun emotionally. Mo Qingyun had actually prepared a strand of saber chi for them to protect themselves. After that, Mo Qingyun gave some instructions to the others before leaving Bloodbath City and heading to the Eye Devil Abyss. After Mo Qingyun left, Lu Fangliang and the others did not hesitate and left Bloodbath City one after another. When Mo Qingyun left Bloodbath City and headed to the Eye Devil Abyss, the news of him killing the people from the 10 great kingdoms quickly spread throughout the 100 countries battlefield. After everyone learned that Mo Qingyun had killed the people from the 10 Great Kingdoms, they were all extremely shocked in their hearts. The people from the 10 Great Kingdoms were not to be trifled with. Moreover, Mo Qingyun had killed hundreds of them in one go. In their opinion, Mo Qingyun had broken through the sky this time. The Purple Eye is too fierce. He killed so many people from the 10 Great Kingdoms. Is he declaring war on the 10 Great Kingdoms? Looks like we've underestimated the Purple Eye's ruthlessness in the past. He's a truly ruthless person. We'd better not provoke the Purple Eye in the future. He doesn't even care about the 10 Great Kingdoms. We'll be courting death if we provoke him. I just don't know if he can escape the 10 Great Kingdoms' pursuit after killing so many people from the 10 Great Kingdoms this time. I don't think so. Previously, there was a guy who also killed people from the 10 Great Kingdoms. In the end, he was killed by the people from the 10 Great Kingdoms in just a few days. After everyone learned that Mo Qingyun had killed the people from the 10 Great Kingdoms, they sighed in their hearts. However, they were more worried for Mo Qingyun. After all, the strength of the 10 Great Kingdoms was obvious to all. In their opinion, Mo Qingyun was still a little inferior to the 10 Great Kingdoms. 10 Great Kingdoms campsite in 10 Great Kingdoms City. After the people from the 10 Great Kingdoms learned that Mo Qingyun had killed Han Ying and the others in the city governor's mansion of 10 Great Kingdoms, they all gathered here. Brother Han Yang, the Purple Eye is too arrogant. He even dares to kill people from the 10 Great Kingdoms. That's right. We absolutely can't let this matter rest. We must tear him into pieces. I heard that the Purple Eye is very skilled in formations. It'll be a little troublesome to deal with him. He's just a 5th-level true energy realm kid. So what if he's skilled in formations? I don't believe that his formations can be used indefinitely. At this moment, everyone in the 10 Great Kingdoms campsite expressed their thoughts. Hearing everyone's thoughts, Han Yang's expression darkened. After pondering for a moment, he said, "Don't worry about dealing with the Purple Eye. The most important thing now is to explore the Eye Demon Abyss." That's right. As long as we obtain the inheritance of the expert at the bottom of the Eye Demon Abyss, it'll be a piece of cake to deal with the Purple Eye. After hearing Han Yang's words, someone immediately agreed. Then, the attention of the people from the 10 Great Kingdoms shifted to the Eye Demon Abyss as they discussed things to take note of. Mo Qingyun was unaware of the reactions of the outside world. At this moment, he was rushing towards the Eye Demon Abyss with all his might. In the blink of an eye, half a month had passed. Under Mo Qingyun's crazy rush, he finally arrived outside the Eye Demon Abyss. I'm finally here. Looking at the bottomless steep slope in front of him, Mo Qingyun revealed a faint smile on his face. He couldn't help but feel excited. As long as he continued to refine the Eye Demon bloodline and strengthen his Eye's bloodline, the 100 countries battlefield suppression on his Pill Palace would become lower and lower. Then, he would be able to fully utilize the power of the Pill Palace. At that time, no matter how many tricks the people from the 10 Great Kingdoms had up their sleeves, he wouldn't be afraid. After a simple look at the situation in the Eye Demon Abyss, Mo Qingyun began to head towards the Eye Demon Abyss. What surprised Mo Qingyun was that the path in the Eye Demon Abyss wasn't steep. It was just a gentle slope, so it wasn't difficult to go deeper. As he continued to head deeper into the Eye Demon Abyss, Mo Qingyun realized that the Eye Demon Abyss was like a collapsed palace. At the bottom of the abyss, there were many collapsed houses, as if they had been struck by an earthquake. Shio! At this moment, when Mo Qingyun was looking at the scene in front of him, a ray of purple light shot towards him. It was an Eye Demon with 3 pairs of wings. Its strength was comparable to the true energy realm's 3rd level. After this discovery, Mo Qingyun's expression changed. He revealed a look of surprise as he charged towards the Eye Demon. I want to see if your eye rays are stronger, or if my eye rays are stronger. As Mo Qingyun spoke, a ray of purple light flashed across his eyes and shot towards the Eye Demon. Bang! Then, the 2 rays of eye power collided with each other, making a dull sound. At the same time, the eye power ray of the Eye Demon was dispersed by Mo Qingyun's eye power ray. After destroying the eye power ray of the Eye Demon, Mo Qingyun's eye power ray didn't stop. It continued to shoot towards the eye demon at an extremely fast speed. Poochie! Then, the eye demon was pierced through by the eye power ray. It fell to the ground from midair and twitched. After a while, it stopped breathing. He killed the eye demon in one move. If this was seen by others, they would definitely be shocked. The eye demon that they were terrified of was killed so easily. Finished in one move. If this is the case, it will be easy to deal with the eye demon. Seeing this, Mo Qingyun walked over to Eye Devil's corpse with a look of joy. He started to refine Eye Devil. As Mo Qingyun started to refine the eye demon, the corpse of the eye demon immediately shriveled up. After a while, there was only skin left. One day later, Mo Qingyun, who was in the midst of cultivation, finally opened his eyes. The aura in his eyes grew stronger. I've finished refining the bloodline of the eye demon. It's time to go deeper into the eye demon abyss. With this thought, Mo Qingyun didn't hesitate anymore. He immediately got up and went deeper into the eye demon abyss. However, when Mo Qingyun went deeper into the eye demon abyss, a shocking scene happened. A large number of corpses of the eye demon appeared in front of him. Moreover, the bloodline in the corpses of the eye demon seemed to have been forcefully extracted. After this discovery, Mo Qingyun's expression changed. His heart skipped a beat as he thought of someone. Yin Xiuyang. Only he had the ability to do this. Yin Xiuyang. He came before me. After this discovery, Mo Qingyun's face turned gloomy, and he immediately went deeper into the eye demon abyss. At this moment, as Mo Qingyun was moving forward, a large group of people came behind him. These people weren't weak. There's someone in front. Chapter 253. This kid looks somewhat familiar. Don't you guys have the same feeling? Indeed, somewhat familiar. It's just that I can't recall where I've seen him before. He's the purple eye. That kid is the purple eye. What? He's the purple eye? Truly searching high and low for him. He actually bumped into us himself. After recognizing Mo Qingyun's identity, the expressions of the 10 great kingdoms people all changed, revealing furious looks. It turned out that it was this kid who killed over 100 of their 10 great kingdoms people. Everyone attacked together. Don't let this kid escape. The moment they recognized Mo Qingyun, the 10 great kingdoms people revealed gloomy expressions and surrounded Mo Qingyun with extreme speed. People from the 10 great kingdoms? Seeing the crowd closing in on him with extreme speed, Mo Qingyun's expression changed, revealing a trace of surprise. To think that he had just entered the eye devil abyss and bumped into these fellows. It was truly a narrow road for enemies. However, recalling that his map was obtained from the soul puppet, Mo Qingyun also felt relieved in his heart. The soul puppet possessed the map here. It was also not a strange thing for the 10 great kingdoms people to appear here. Sweeping a glance across the crowd, Mo Qingyun discovered that there was no sign of Fan Fong and Hu Lai among the crowd. Presumably, they should not have returned to the 10 great kingdoms campsite yet. Therefore, they did not arrive with the crowd in time. As the 10 great kingdoms people closed in rapidly, Mo Qingyun's path was blocked by them before long. Let's attack immediately. Don't give him time to set up the array formation. The moment they blocked Mo Qingyun's path, one of the 10 great kingdoms people uttered these cold words. After this person's words fell, the others did not hesitate anymore and started attacking Mo Qingyun one after another. The moment these people from the 10 great kingdoms attacked, they did not hold back in the slightest, directly displaying various trump cards against Mo Qingyun. Looking at their actions, it seemed as if they were afraid that Mo Qingyun would run away. Then, the people of the 10 great kingdoms attacked. In an instant, all sorts of powerful attacks that were comparable to those in the Yuan Dan realm and Half-Step Pill Palace flew towards Mo Qingyun. Looks like these guys really hate me to the bone. Seeing the actions of the people from the 10 great kingdoms, Mo Qingyun's expression changed, revealing a bitter smile. As far as he was concerned, unless the members of the 10 great kingdoms hated him to the bone, it was impossible for them to be so ruthless as soon as they attacked. A portal. Seeing that everyone was attacking him, Mo Qingyun did not dare to hesitate and immediately used his martial spirit's ability to dodge the attacks. The people from the 10 Great Kingdoms were too ruthless. Even if they used the formation to defend, they might not be able to withstand it. What's more, even if he used the array formation to block everyone's attack, the power of the 9 Temples array disc would be greatly depleted. This was not something Mo Qingyun wanted to see. The 9 Temples array disc was one of his trump cards. Unless it was a last resort, it was best not to use the array's power. Once the portal was formed, Mo Qingyun entered it in a flash and disappeared from the spot. Not long after, Mo Qingyun passed through the teleportation gate and appeared not far ahead. As for why he did not escape further away, it was because Mo Qingyun had other concerns in his heart. The dangers in the Eye Devil Abyss were unknown. Moreover, there were many Eye Devils. If he were to be teleported into the Eye Devil's nest, then he would be in big trouble. Mo Qingyun did not want to see that happen. As the people from the 10 Great Kingdoms were making too much of a commotion, they did not notice that Mo Qingyun had used the portal to escape. Just as Mo Qingyun left the spot, all sorts of attacks whizzed over and bombarded the spot where he was standing. Bang, bang, bang. In an instant, all sorts of sounds were heard. Waves of terrifying elemental energy waves were emitted, causing the ground to shake. Dong, dong, dong. Under the terrifying waves of elemental energy waves, some of the dilapidated houses in the surroundings collapsed, raising clouds of dust. After a while, as the dust settled, the people from the 10 Great Kingdoms slowly approached the place where Mo Qingyun had been standing. They wanted to see if Mo Qingyun was dead. At first glance, they realized that other than a huge crater, there was no trace of Mo Qingyun. Seeing this, everyone was puzzled and began to guess in their hearts. Do you guys think the purple-eyed devil monarch is dead? There's not even a shadow of him now. He should be dead. He's most likely dead. Even if we were to face such an attack, we wouldn't have the slightest chance of survival. If he doesn't die, the next time I see him, I'll call him Grandpa. In an instant, the people from the 10 Great Kingdoms sneered complacently, thinking that Mo Qingyun was dead for sure. However, while the people from the 10 Great Kingdoms were having such thoughts, Mo Qingyun, who was not far in front of them, mocked, "Kid, don't spout nonsense. I don't know your grandmother, and I can't give birth to such a stupid grandson." The purple eye was not dead. As soon as they heard Mo Qingyun's words, the expressions of the people from the 10 Great Kingdoms changed. The purple eye was still alive in the face of their attacks. This kid was too strange. The purple eye, don't be so smug. You must die today. After a brief moment of shock, some of the people from the 10 Great Kingdoms charged at Mo Qingyun again with gloomy expressions. Seeing their actions, Mo Qingyun looked at them mockingly and replied, "I won't play with you guys for now. I'll take my time to deal with you guys when I'm inside the Eye Demon Abyss." Mo Qingyun knew very well that these guys had many trump cards in their hands, and it was not wise to fight with them now. He would let them enter the Eye Demon Abyss first, and let the Eye Demon exhaust some of their techniques. It would not be too late to deal with them then. Bird of Prey break. As soon as Mo Qingyun finished speaking, his body moved and rushed into the Eye Demon Abyss like a wild goose. After a while, Mo Qingyun could no longer be seen in the eyes of the people from the 10 Great Kingdoms. Seeing this, the faces of the people from the 10 Great Kingdoms immediately darkened. The purple-eyed Devil Emperor had escaped so easily in front of so many of them. To them, this was simply a great humiliation. Motherf *, this guy ran away. The purple eye is very cunning. The next time we meet him, we can't let him get away. He can't get away. He entered the Eye Demon Abyss alone. He's dead for sure. For a moment, the people from the 10 Great Kingdoms looked gloomy and voiced their displeasure. Don't worry about the purple eye for now. Let's continue deeper into the Eye Demon Abyss. Seeing everyone's expressions, Han Yang's expression changed, and he said to everyone in a low voice. Hearing Han Yang's words, everyone shut their mouths. It seemed that Han Yang held a high position in their hearts. Why are there so many demon corpses on the ground? At this moment, the expression of one of the people from the corpse kingdom changed as he looked at the corpses on the ground in surprise. The people who came before us, the purple-eyed devil monarch, arrived before us. Could it be that he killed all these demons? Hearing the words of the people from the corpse kingdom, one of the people from the blade kingdom also looked puzzled and made a guess. It shouldn't be the purple eye. Hearing everyone's words, Hun Yang's expression changed slightly, and he said in a low voice, "The way these demons died was tyrannically torn apart. Looking at the way they died, it seems like they were killed by puppets." Impossible. Hearing Hun Yang's words, the expressions of the people from the puppet kingdom changed. Disbelief filled their faces as they said, "Our kingdom's people are all here. How can we kill Yin? Moreover, we don't have that kind of ability." Yin Xingfeng, why don't I see the 8th prince of your puppet kingdom, Yin Xiuyang? At this moment, when the person from the puppet kingdom finished speaking, one of the people from the sword kingdom revealed an expression of surprise and asked him, "You're talking about 8th brother? That kid probably went there to indulge in debauchery again." Hearing that person mention Yin Xiuyang, Yin Xingfeng immediately revealed a disdainful expression and smiled indifferently. "You suspect that he killed the demons? Ling Shuang, stop joking." "Hee, that's true." Hearing Yin Chengfeng's words, everyone chuckled and expressed their agreement with Yin Chengfeng's words. With their understanding of Yin Xiuyang, that guy definitely didn't have such ability. All right, let's continue deeper. At this moment, while everyone was talking, Hun Yang's expression darkened slightly. He said to everyone and led the way into the demon abyss. Seeing Hun Yang's actions, the others didn't say anything else, and all walked into the demon abyss. At this moment, when the people from the 10 kingdoms were going deeper into the demon abyss, Mo Qingyun arrived at the interior of a huge collapsed palace. As soon as he walked into the palace, Missouri Qingyun saw a large number of skeletons. There were at least 10,000 skeletons. Why are there so many skeletons here? Seeing the skeletons before him, Mo Qingyun immediately felt uneasy and became even more vigilant. After discovering this, Mo Qingyun released his soul power and sensed the collapsed palace. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. However, at this moment, just as Mo Qingyun was about to sense the interior of the palace, dozens of flowing lights suddenly blasted towards him at an extremely fast speed. Demon. Dozens of demons. When he saw this scene, Mo Qingyun didn't dare hesitate in the slightest, and he quickly retreated. Dozens of demons weren't easy to deal with, especially when there were some with 7 or 8 pairs of wings among the demons. Bird of prey break. Mo Qingyun's body moved, and he turned into a streamer of light. He flashed out of the collapsed palace and fled towards the outside. Seeing Mo Qingyun escape, the demons chased after Mo Qingyun at an extremely fast speed and continuously released rays of power at Mo Qingyun. Soul Sky Seal. Fire Dragon Seal. Facing the attack of the demons, Mo Qingyun didn't dare to hesitate and immediately blocked it. After a short while, Soul Battle Seals and Fire Dragon Battle Seals appeared behind him, blocking demons' power rays. However, what surprised Mo Qingyun was that when he was escaping at an extremely fast speed, the guys from the 10 great kingdoms actually appeared in front of him again. These guys actually caught up with him. As a result, he felt as though he was being attacked from both sides. After discovering this, Mo Qingyun frowned. He began to ponder in his heart, thinking of a way to deal with it. Seeing Mo Qingyun rushing towards them, the expressions of the people from the 10 great kingdoms changed. They were somewhat surprised by the scene before them. The purple eye actually bumped into them again and was being chased by a large number of demons. He was really unlucky. Then, one of the people from the 10 great kingdoms sneered proudly and said, "The purple eye, you're actually being chased by dozens of demons. You're really unlucky. Let's see where you can run to this time." Then, the people from the 10 great kingdoms charged towards Mo Qingyun at an extremely fast speed. Got it. Chapter 254. After coming up with a plan, A playful smile appeared on Mo Qingyun's face. "Everyone, I won't play with you anymore." As soon as Mo Qingyun finished his sentence, he disappeared on the spot. The purple-eyed devil monarch disappeared. Everyone from the 10 great kingdoms was shocked when they saw this scene. They rubbed their eyes to get a better look. However, the result was the same. The purple eye really disappeared into thin air. He was shocked by the discovery and found it hard to believe. This scene was simply too bizarre for them. A living person just disappeared into thin air in front of their eyes. However, before they could think further, the dozens of eye demons had already arrived in front of them. Once the eye demons saw the people from the 10 kingdoms, they shot eye power rays at them without any hesitation. To the eye demons, they did not care if they were from the 10 kingdoms or Mo Qingyun. As long as they were human, they deserved to be killed. "Damn it, we were tricked by the purple eye. Let's attack. Damn the purple eye, I'm going to kill you. The next time I see you, I'll cut you into pieces. Don't hold back. Use your trump cards and kill the eye demons first." The people from the 10 kingdoms panicked when they saw the eye demons. They were both angry and scared. They were angry because they had only fought with the purple eye twice and they were defeated both times. They were scared because even though they were powerful, they could not withstand the attacks of the dozens of eye demons. Then, the people from the 10 kingdoms did not hold back and attacked the eye demons crazily. In an instant, all kinds of terrifying attacks were launched at the eye demons. At the same time, while the people from the 10 kingdoms were attacking the eye demons. These guys are crazy. On an inconspicuous pebble on the ground, a young man was smiling faintly as he watched the battle outside. The young man was Mo Qingyun, who had just disappeared. As for the inconspicuous pebble, it was naturally the Hexian palace that he had kept. Faced with the crazy attacks of the people from the 10 kingdoms, the eye demons were killed one after another and fell from the sky one after another. However, when the people from the 10 kingdoms were killing the eye demons, some of their heads were pierced by the eye demons' eye power rays. After about 15 minutes, the battle finally ended. After paying a huge price, the people from the 10 kingdoms finally killed the dozens of eye demons. The people from the 10 kingdoms looked gloomy when they saw the dozen of their companions killed by the eye demons. They had suffered a huge loss this time. At this moment, the people who entered the eye devil abyss with them were all talented people from their respective countries. The death of any one of them was not a small loss. Now, in just a short moment, more than 10 of them had died. This kind of loss was really too heavy. That damned purple-eyed devil emperor. If I catch him, I'll definitely skin him alive. It's not just skin and tendons. I want to cut off his flesh piece by piece and feed it to the dogs to appease my anger. I believe that he can use his trump card without limit. The next time I see him, I won't let him escape. At this moment, the people from the 10 kingdoms looked ferocious as they gritted their teeth in anger. Let's not talk anymore. Hurry up and recover. We'll continue to go deeper into the eye demon abyss later. Hun Yang's face darkened when he saw the expressions on everyone's faces. He then instructed everyone. In the battle with eye demon, there were a few people from the Soul Kingdom who died under eye demon's attack. While the people from the 10 kingdoms were recovering, Mo Qingyun smiled faintly in the Hexian palace. Not bad, not bad. After a few more waves, the people from the 10 kingdoms should have used up most of their trump cards. By then, we can teach them a lesson. A few hours later, the people from the 10 kingdoms stopped cultivating and started to move deeper into the eye demon abyss. After the people from the 10 kingdoms left, a figure appeared where they were just now. It was Mo Qingyun. With these free fighters, I can save some trouble in dealing with the eye demons. Mo Qingyun smiled faintly and picked up the corpse of the eye demon on the ground. He then entered the Hexian palace again. Once he entered the Hexian palace, Missouri Qingyun let the 9 temples set up the time shift array and started to refine the eye demon bloodline. A month later in the time shift array, under Mo Qingyun's continuous refinement, the bloodline of the dozens of corpses of the eye demons was finally refined. After refining the eye devil bloodline, Mo Qingyun's eye power immediately became much stronger. In his eyes, one could faintly see some purple lightning. Not only that, After refining the corpses of the eye demons, Mo Qingyun could clearly feel that the suppression of the Pill Palace had weakened by a lot. I can borrow the Yuan energy of the true energy realm. After this discovery, Mo Qingyun's face immediately lit up with joy. His tone was a little excited as he said, "If this continues, I should be able to borrow Yuan Dan realm Yuan Qi from the Pill Palace within half a month. At that time, I will be able to deal with the people from the 10 Great Kingdoms. However, I have cultivated in the Hexian Palace for almost 4 days. It is time to go out and take a look." Mo Qingyun smiled faintly and his body moved. He left the Hexian Palace and headed towards the Eye Demon Abyss. He smiled faintly and said, "I believe that the people from the 10 Kingdoms have killed many Eye Demons in these few days. It is time for me to go and collect the fruits." Then, Mo Qingyun headed towards the Eye Demon Abyss. Along the way, he saw many corpses of the Eye Demons and the corpses of the people from the 10 Kingdoms. It seemed that the people from the 10 Kingdoms had paid a huge price in their journey into the Eye Demon Abyss. Mo Qingyun was happy to see this. The more people from the 10 Kingdoms were exhausted, the easier it would be for him to deal with them. 2 days later, under Mo Qingyun's crazy rush, he finally caught up with the people from the 10 Kingdoms and saw them in front. Seeing this, Mo Qingyun entered the Hexian Palace again and started to refine the corpses of the Eye Demons that he had collected in the past 2 days. Now that the people from the 10 Kingdoms were helping him clear the path and kill the Eye Demons, he was not in a hurry to show himself. He wanted to squeeze the value out of the 10 Kingdoms. The current situation was as if the people from the 10 Kingdoms were helping him pick up the fruits, and he was just picking up the fruits behind them. How could Mo Qingyun not want such a good thing? Entering the Hexian Palace again, Mo Qingyun did not say anything and directly started to refine the Eye Demon bloodline. This time, Mo Qingyun took longer to refine the bloodline than the previous time. He stayed in the time-shifting array for almost 2 months. However, compared to the previous time, the harvest this time was undoubtedly greater. Eye power attacks are comparable to true energy realm level 9. The Pill Palace can finally borrow the power of the Yuan Dan realm. Feeling the harvest of this cultivation, Mo Qingyun's face revealed a bright smile and said to himself, "It's time to go out and settle the score with the 10 Kingdoms." After muttering to himself, Mo Qingyun did not hesitate and moved out of the Hexian Palace, heading towards the depths of the Eye Demon Abyss to catch up with the people from the 10 Kingdoms. As he went deeper into the Eye Demon Abyss, the progress of the 10 Kingdoms slowed down and the number of people who died increased. 1 day later, Mo Qingyun caught up with the people from the 10 Kingdoms again. At this moment, the people from the 10 Kingdoms were fighting with a group of Eye Demons. From the looks of it, they were gradually gaining the upper hand. Under their attacks, the Eye Demons were slowly losing. Seeing this, a cold smile appeared on Mo Qingyun's face, and he said to the people from the 10 Kingdoms, "Yo, so it's you guys who are clearing the path in front. No wonder I was unhindered the entire way. Thank you for your hard work. Thank you for your hard work." Upon hearing Mo Qingyun's words, the people from the 10 Kingdoms felt like vomiting blood. Were they clearing the path for Mo Qingyun? They wished that Mo Qingyun would be besieged and killed by the Eye Demons. Mo Qingyun's words were obviously wishful thinking. However, although they thought so, they could not deny that they had indeed cleared the path for Mo Qingyun. At the thought of the enmity between them and Mo Qingyun, they felt extremely depressed. They had actually unknowingly helped the Purple Eye. They were simply unable to accept such a thing. At this moment, while the people from the 10 Kingdoms were feeling depressed, Mo Qingyun smiled faintly and said to them, "Everyone, you guys helped me get rid of the Eye Demons last time. In order to express my gratitude, I'll help you guys this time too. Consider it as repayment." Eye Power Ray. As soon as Mo Qingyun finished speaking, he released a wisp of Eye Power Ray towards an 8th level true energy stage cultivator from the Blade Kingdom. As soon as Mo Qingyun made his move, a purple light immediately shot out from his eyes and blasted towards the Blade Kingdom cultivator. Puffed. Under Mo Qingyun's Eye Force Ray, the Saber Kingdom's 8th level true energy stage cultivator's head was directly pierced. The purple eye, upon seeing Mo Qingyun's actions, the Blade Kingdom cultivator's expression immediately twitched, and he looked at Mo Qingyun with bloodshot eyes. The purple eye had actually taken advantage of their precarious situation and launched a sneak attack while they were besieged by the eye demons. He was simply too shameless. Of course, they did not think that they were prepared to hit Mo Qingyun when he was down. Mo Qingyun did not take the Blade Kingdom cultivator's anger to heart at all. He still had a faint smile on his face as he said, "Sorry, I haven't used the eye power ray for a long time, so my accuracy has decreased a little. I'll definitely hit the mark this time." Eye power ray. As soon as Mo Qingyun finished speaking, he released another ray of eye power ray towards a person from the Soul Kingdom. Puffed. With another attack, the Soul Kingdom cultivator's head was penetrated by Mo Qingyun's attack. Subsequently, Mo Qingyun released a few more eye power rays in succession and killed a few more people from the other kingdoms. Not only that, but because Mo Qingyun's sneak attack caused the 10 Kingdoms cultivators to be unable to focus on dealing with the eye demons, the advantage they originally had instantly collapsed. In a short while, a few people from the 10 Kingdoms were killed one after another under the eye demons' attacks. They died miserably. The purple eye, "You're too much a bully." When they saw this scene, the people from the 10 Great Kingdoms were completely enraged. All of them attacked Mo Qingyun as if they had gone mad. At this moment, the 10 Kingdoms cultivators actually gave up on attacking the eye demons and charged towards Mo Qingyun with all their might. From this, it could be seen how much they hated Mo Qingyun. The purple eye, "If you're a man, don't run away this time. Fight us head on." While charging towards Mo Qingyun, Ling Shuang from the Blade Kingdom gritted his teeth and roared at Mo Qingyun. "So what if we fight head on? I, Mo Qingyun, am not afraid of fight." Chapter 255. With the help of the Pill Palace's power, Mo Qingyun's aura rose rapidly. In a short while, Mo Qingyun's aura reached a level comparable to the Yuan Dan realm. The Yuan Dan realm. Sensing Mo Qingyun's aura, the expressions of the people from the 10 Great Kingdoms twitched as they revealed terrified expressions. The purple eye's true cultivation was the Yuan Dan realm, and not the true energy realm level 5. The purple eye had been hiding his cultivation all this while. No wonder his ultimacy was so strong. At this moment, many mysteries seemed to have been solved in the hearts of the people from the 10 Great Kingdoms. It turned out that the reason for all this was because the purple-eyed devil monarch was a Yuan Dan expert. You're a Yuan Dan realm expert. At this moment, the faces of the people from the 10 Great Kingdoms were filled with fear and respect. The strength of a Yuan Dan realm expert was not something a true energy realm expert could compare to. This was already a qualitative improvement. Even if they had many trump cards, it would not be easy for them to kill a Yuan Dan realm expert with their true energy realm cultivation. Moreover, in the process of killing the Eye Devil, they had used up most of their trump cards. Now, if they wanted to kill Mo Qingyun, who had a Yuan Dan realm cultivation, it would be even more difficult. At this moment, they had already forgotten why Mo Qingyun, who had a Yuan Dan realm cultivation, would appear on the battlefield of the true energy realm experts. Mo Qingyun did not pay attention to the shock of the people from the 10 Great Kingdoms. He looked at them coldly and made his move. Soul change. With the help of the Pill Palace's power, Mo Qingyun raised his cultivation to the Yuan Dan realm. Then, he started the soul change. Roar! Following that, a huge dragon shadow that was more than 20 meters long appeared above Mo Qingyun, exuding a vast dragon's aura. This was the Scarlet Flame Dragon Martial Soul. As soon as the Scarlet Flame Heavenly Dragon appeared, it merged with Mo Qingyun. Immediately after, Mo Qingyun's body began to change. It grew rapidly and turned into a huge heavenly dragon that was more than 20 meters long. Soul change. The purple eye could actually soul transform. Moreover, the purple eye's martial soul was the primordial Sky Dragon martial soul, which was a level 12 martial soul. When they saw this scene, The expressions of the people from the 10 kingdoms twitched. They were extremely shocked by this scene. At this moment, the people of the 10 great kingdoms finally understood that they had underestimated the Purple Eye's talent all along. The purple-eyed devil monarch was a true monster. His talent far surpassed theirs. Even the geniuses in their kingdom who had not entered the 100 countries battlefield were not as talented as the Purple Eye. Ancient sky dragon martial spirit. Where did this guy come from? What kind of existence did we provoke? Why is it like this? No, impossible. It must be an illusion. How can this kid's talent be so good? At this moment, the people from the 10 great kingdoms were in disbelief. They could not accept the scene before them. Looking at the shocked expressions of the people around him, Hun Yang's face darkened. He roared to the people around him, "Don't just stand there. Quickly attack. Otherwise, we'll all die here." When they heard Hun Yang's words, the people from the 10 great kingdoms twitched their faces and immediately attacked Mo Qingyun. Bird of prey attack. When the people from the 10 great kingdoms attacked, Mo Qingyun turned into a stream of flame and charged into the crowd of people from the 10 great kingdoms. Bang, bang, bang. Under the impact of Mo Qingyun's huge body, some people from the 10 great kingdoms could not react in time and were sent flying. They spat out blood. Judging by their appearances, they would most likely not survive. Swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. Not only that, when Mo Qingyun attacked the people from the 10 great kingdoms, Demon also attacked the people from the 10 great kingdoms. In an instant, the people from the 10 great kingdoms were attacked from both sides. In the blink of an eye, several people were killed. When he realized this, Hun Yang immediately panicked and shouted, "Retreat, retreat quickly. Don't fight. The current situation is very disadvantageous to us." As soon as Hun Yang finished speaking, he no longer hesitated and immediately fled. When they heard Hun Yang's words, the people from the other kingdoms did not dare to hesitate and fled one after another. Seeing the actions of the people from the 10 great kingdoms, Mo Qingyun had a look of disdain and mocked. "Guys from the 10 great kingdoms, didn't you say you wanted to fight head-on? Why did you shrink back in the blink of an eye? Could it be that your lower body is made of mud? You're so scared that it melts when you pee?" Their lower body was made of mud. When they heard Mo Qingyun's words, the people from the 10 great kingdoms immediately became furious. The Purple Eye's words were too vicious. They could be said to have hit the nail on the head. However, at this time, no matter how displeased they were, they could only endure it. This was because if they charged forward and fought against the Purple-Eyed Devil King, they would most likely die here. Seeing the people from the 10 great kingdoms flee, Demon immediately chased after them. However, Mo Qingyun, who had transformed into a heavenly dragon, was ignored by Demon. Mo Qingyun was not surprised by this. Now that his dragon force was surging, it was normal that Demon did not dare to provoke him. Seeing the people from the 10 great kingdoms flee for their lives, Mo Qingyun did not continue to chase after them. Mo Qingyun thought that although the people from the 10 great kingdoms were in a sorry state now, they still had some powerful trump cards in their hands. If he forced them to take desperate measures and destroy them indiscriminately, it would not be good. Currently, the most important thing for Mo Qingyun was to increase his strength as soon as possible. Moreover, as long as the people from the 10 great kingdoms were still in the Demon Abyss, they would not be able to escape. Then, Mo Qingyun deactivated the soul change state and started to count the spoils of war. During the battle earlier, he'd killed many people from the 10 kingdoms. Moreover, he'd killed many devils as well. After a round of clearing, Mo Qingyun obtained more than 20 Chinquin bags and dozens of demon corpses. In addition to the demon corpses that I obtained on the way here, the number of demon corpses that I have now is close to 100. Thinking about the demon corpses that he had now, Mo Qingyun smiled faintly and said, "If I refine the blood of these demon corpses, how strong will my ray be? What kind of pill palace energy will I be able to borrow?" After thinking about this, Mo Qingyun did not hesitate and entered Haitian Palace to refine the demon corpses. 15 minutes later, with the people from the 10 great kingdoms running for their lives, they finally got rid of Demon's pursuit. However, what shocked them was that the corpses of Demon corpses that had their blood extracted appeared in front of them. How could this be? Who was killing Demon in front of them? At this moment, a strong sense of doubt arose in the hearts of the people from the 10 kingdoms. Then, with curiosity, they slowly walked forward. After a while, a familiar figure appeared in front of them. It was Yin Qiuyang. Yin Qiuyang. In front of them, the person who had killed a large number of demons was Yin Qiuyang. When they saw Yin Qiuyang, the people from the 10 great kingdoms were shocked and could not believe what they were seeing. At this moment, there were close to 10 puppets beside Yin Qiuyang. Each of the puppets' eyes were shooting out rays of power continuously. Although these rays of power were different from demons, they were still extremely powerful. Under the attack of the rays of power from the puppets, demons were immediately killed and fell to the ground from the sky. After killing demon, Yin Qiuyang lifted his hand and formed a hand seal. He then pressed it on demon's corpse and extracted the blood from demon's body. Looking at Yin Qiuyang's smooth movements, the people from the 10 great kingdoms were completely stunned. The ability that Yin Qiuyang displayed was completely beyond their understanding. It seemed to be even more terrifying than the purple eyes methods. Was this really Yin Qiuyang? Yin Qiuyang. How did he become so powerful? Is he really that ignorant and incompetent Yin Qiuyang? What did he become so powerful? How? How did this happen? Why are there so many variables in the 100 Kingdoms battlefield this time? At this moment, the people from the 10 great kingdoms were shocked and could not accept the changes in Yin Qiuyang. At this moment, while the people from the 10 great kingdoms were looking at Yin Qiuyang in shock, Yin Qiuyang also saw the people from the 10 great kingdoms. He smiled coldly and said, "Everyone, long time no see. Prince Qiuyang, long time no see." Hearing Yin Qiuyang's greeting, the expressions of the people from the 10 great kingdoms changed, and they smiled awkwardly at Yin Qiuyang. "What happened to all of you?" Yin Qiuyang was puzzled when he saw the sorry state of the people from the 10 great kingdoms and asked them, "It's all because of that the purple eye that we're in such a sorry state. The next time I catch him, I'll definitely beat him. Mother asterisk cur, I don't think I can beat him. When I leave the 100 Kingdoms battlefield, I'll gather the experts from my family and flatten the Purple Eyes family." When they heard Yin Qiuyang mention Mo Qingyun, the members of the 10 Kingdoms revealed expressions of anger, depression, and bitterness. The Purple Eye? Hearing the mention of Mo Qingyun, Yin Qiuyang's face darkened, and he asked coldly, "He also came to the Demon Abyss. Why? Prince Qiuyang also knows the Purple Eye?" Han Yang and the others' expressions changed when they saw Yin Qiuyang's expression. They were pleasantly surprised. In their opinion, if Yin Qiuyang could join forces with them to deal with Mo Qingyun, it would be a good thing. They had seen Yin Qiuyang's means earlier. His puppets were extremely powerful and were equivalent to the demons. In fact, they were even more terrifying than the demons. If Yin Qiuyang was willing to join forces with them to deal with the Purple Eye, it would be a good thing. Know him? Hearing the words of the people from the 10 great kingdoms, Yin Qiuyang's expression turned ferocious again. He said coldly, "This brat better not let me meet him. Otherwise, I'll tear him into pieces this time." Chapter 256. No hurry. Hearing their words, Yin Qiuyang smiled coldly. He glanced at the crowd and said, "Before I deal with that brat, I have something to take care of." Hearing Yin Qiuyang's words, everyone's expression changed. They smiled faintly and asked, "Is there anything we can do to help?" Speaking of this matter, I will need your help when the time comes." The sneer in Yin Qiuyang's eyes deepened in response to everyone's questions. He said, "However, I will tell you the details when the time comes. For now, all of you just need to follow behind me. Do not wander around. Otherwise, even I will not be able to save you if you encounter any danger." Hearing Yin Qiuyang's words, Han Yang and the rest froze and stopped asking. After Yin Qiuyang killed Demon, he led the crowd deeper into Demon Abyss. Along the way, Hun Yang and the rest were shocked by Yin Shuoyang's overbearing way of killing Demon. Of course, apart from being shocked, Hun Yang and the rest were more envious. They could not help but think that if they had Yin Shuoyang's skills, it would have been much easier for them to deal with Demon. Seeing the change in everyone's expression, Yin Shuoyang's expression became colder. A cold light flashed in his eyes. Of course, Yin Shuoyang hid it well, and Hun Yang and the rest did not notice it. 5 days later, under Yin Shuoyang's lead, the crowd came to a fork in the road. On one side of the fork, there was a tunnel that led to endless darkness, and on the other side, there was a magnificent palace. After looking at the fork in the road, Yin Shuoyang led the crowd to the fork in the road leading to the palace. Soon, Yin Shuoyang and the rest came to the front of the palace. As soon as they came to the front of the palace, Hun Yang and the rest felt an oppressive feeling. After this feeling appeared, Hun Yang's expression turned serious. He said to Yin Shuoyang, "Prince Shuoyang, this palace gives me a palpitating feeling. I think it's better if we don't enter rashly." Hearing Hun Yang's words, Yin Shuoyang smiled faintly and comforted the crowd. "Everyone, don't worry. Just follow behind me." After Yin Shuoyang finished his words, he took the lead and walked into the palace. Seeing Yin Shuoyang's action, Hun Yang and the rest hesitated for a moment before following Yin Shuoyang into the palace. However, not long after everyone entered the palace, an incomparably huge figure blocked their path. It was a giant beast that looked like Beaumont, with a terrifying aura that was comparable to a Pill Palace realm expert. Aura that was comparable to a palace. The giant beast was an existence that was comparable to Pill Palace with a palace. After realizing this, Hun Yang and the others' faces immediately twitched and their hearts trembled. They said to Yin Shuoyang in shock, "Prince Shuoyang, let's retreat before this giant beast wakes up. This is not something we can handle. Retreat." Hearing Hun Yang's words, Yin Shuoyang smirked and said, "If you leave, how are we going to enter the palace? Didn't you agree to help?" As soon as Yin Shuoyang finished speaking, he controlled one of the puppets to shoot a ray of power at the giant monster. Roar! After being hit by the puppet, the giant Beaumont beast was immediately awakened. It let out a loud roar and looked at Hun Yang and the rest with anger. Then, the giant Beaumont beast lifted a giant palm and slammed it down on Yin Shuoyang's puppet, instantly turning it into dust. While the puppet attracted the beast's attention, Yin Shuoyang moved and rushed into the palace while the giant Beaumont beast was not paying attention. However, compared to Yin Shuoyang, Hun Yang and the rest were in a miserable state. They became the target of the giant Beaumont beast's anger. Hun Yang and the rest found that the giant Beaumont beast was glaring at them with its eyes wide open. After discovering this, Hun Yang and the others immediately had a bad feeling. They were being used by Yin Shuoyang. This was what Yin Shuoyang meant when he said that he had something to trouble them with. "Oh no, we were tricked by Yin Shuoyang. He wants to use us to attract the beast's attention." After understanding Yin Shuoyang's plan, Hun Yang's expression changed. He said in fear, "Let's retreat quickly. Otherwise, we will all die here." At this moment, while Hun Yang was speaking in fear, the giant Beaumont beast slammed its palm at them again. Roar! The giant Beaumont beast let out a loud roar. It raised its huge palm and slammed down on Hun Yang and the rest. "Retreat, retreat quickly." Seeing the giant Beaumont beast slamming down on them, Hun Yang and the rest's expressions changed. They quickly retreated out of the palace. While Hun Yang and the rest retreated, they did not forget to attack the giant Beaumont beast. Each of them used their strongest trump cards. Dan Palace's Saber Chi, Dan Palace's Big Dipper, Dan Palace's Sword Radiance. In an instant, all kinds of powerful attacks bombarded the giant Beaumont beast. Savage Beast Charge. Facing the attacks of Hun Yang and the rest, the giant Beaumont beast uttered a human-like sentence. Then, its body exploded with a silver radiance. As soon as the radiance appeared, the giant Beaumont beast rushed out and collided with the attacks of Hun Yang and the rest. Bang! When the attacks of Hun Yang and the rest landed on the giant Beaumont beast, they immediately let out a series of loud noises. At the same time, a shocking wave of origin energy spread out and swept towards the surroundings. Under this terrifying wave of origin energy, some people with weaker cultivations were instantly pulverized into powder. However, after the terrifying storm of origin energy, the giant Beaumont beast was actually not injured in the slightest. The giant Beaumont beast charged out of the storm of origin energy and madly charged towards Han Yang and the rest. Run quickly. This demonic beast is too strong. It's not something we can deal with. Yin Xiuyang, you damn bastard. You actually schemed against us. Yin Xiuyang, when I return to the puppet kingdom, I'll definitely report to the ancestor that you killed your fellow disciples. At this moment, everyone from the 10 great kingdoms let out angry words one by one. They hated Yin Xiuyang to the extreme. Yin Xiuyang actually made them scapegoats and sent them to their deaths. This was truly too sinister and too shameless. Yin Xiuyang did not hear the words of Hun Yang and the rest at all. After tricking Hun Yang and the rest, he sneered and walked into the palace with the puppet. However, after entering the innermost part of the palace, Yin Xiuyang's expression turned ugly. There was nothing here that he wanted. There were only various types of gold sand, silver sand, and various spirit stone fragments in the palace. Could it be that I've taken a wrong path? That thing should be in the dark tunnel? Yin Xiuyang frowned when he saw the scene before him. His expression was somewhat ugly. If that was the case, wouldn't his previous scheme be in vain? Even if it's not in this direction, I can't come here for nothing. After Yin Xiuyang finished speaking, a cold smile appeared at the corner of his mouth. He said, "Purple-eyed Demon King, prepare to be hunted down by the savage beasts." Then, Yin Xiuyang took away the various types of sand in the palace and left a small boat behind. This small boat was the one used to cross the river in the Hexian Palace previously. After doing all this, Yin Xiuyang left the palace and went to the other side of the fork, somewhere in the Demon Abyss. Mo Qingyun entered the Hexian Palace and began cultivating to refine the Demon bloodline. After 4 days of continuous refinement, he finally refined all of the Demon's corpse that he had obtained this time. However, Mo Qingyun was somewhat dissatisfied with the harvest from refining the Demon's corpse this time. It was far from the previous times. At this moment, Mo Qingyun had a feeling that the strength of his Demon bloodline seemed to have reached a limit. He could no longer absorb the Demon bloodline to strengthen it. He discovered that after refining the Demon bloodline power and raising his bloodline power to the peak of the true energy realm, he could not strengthen it any further. This situation puzzled Mo Qingyun, and he felt helpless. Soon after, he could only stop cultivating. However, although refining the Demon bloodline wasn't satisfactory, he had obtained some powerful techniques from the Chinquan bag of the people from the 10 great kingdoms. These powerful techniques were similar to the blade chi of the Pill Palace. With these things, he would have more to rely on in the 100 countries battlefield. After cultivating for a few days, I wonder how the people from the 10 great kingdoms and Yin Xiuyang are doing. Mo Qingyun pondered. Without hesitation, he left the Hexian Palace in a flash. After a while, a figure appeared in the Demon Abyss and headed towards the depths of the Demon Abyss. Roar! At this moment, as Mo Qingyun was moving forward, a loud roar came from the depths of the Demon Abyss, shaking the earth and mountains. After discovering this, Mo Qingyun's expression immediately changed, and he became serious. He said in a deep voice, "What a terrifying aura. There is such a terrifying existence in the Demon Abyss. Looks like I have to be more careful. I just don't know which unlucky bastard provoked such an existence." Mo Qingyun let out a faint laugh. He felt some sympathy for the unlucky person. He would definitely die if he encountered such an existence. As Mo Qingyun continued to head towards the depths of the Demon Abyss, he saw many corpses of the demons that had their bloodline extracted. Could Yin Xiuyang be in front? After discovering this, Mo Qingyun no longer hesitated. He quickened his pace and headed towards the depths of the eyed demon abyss. A day later, Mo Qingyun rushed, and he came to a fork in the road. On one side was a tunnel that led to endless darkness, and on the other side was a magnificent palace. Bang, bang, bang. At this moment, when Mo Qingyun was looking at the fork in the road and choosing which path to take, his eyes suddenly twitched rapidly. At this moment, Mo Qingyun suddenly felt that something was calling him in the dark tunnel. There seems to be something in this tunnel that is calling me. After discovering this, Mo Qingyun's expression changed slightly. After hesitating for a while, he walked into the dark tunnel. Then, as Mo Qingyun went deeper into the tunnel, his eyes twitched more and more intensely. As the feeling grew stronger, Mo Qingyun quickened his pace. At the same time, he saw a large number of corpses of the eye demons that had their bloodline extracted by force. Yin Xiaoyang is in front. Chapter 257. Soon, a figure appeared in front of Mo Qingyun. It was Yin Xiaoyang. It is indeed Yin Xiaoyang. Looking at the figure in front of him, Mo Qingyun's expression changed. His face turned cold, and his body emitted a murderous aura. The purple eye. When Mo Qingyun saw Yin Xiaoyang also saw Mo Qingyun. Similarly, he was shocked, and his body emitted a murderous aura. This was probably what was meant by the saying, when enemies meet, their eyes turn red. I force ray. At this moment, Mo Qingyun did not want to waste time talking nonsense with Yin Xiaoyang. He directly shot out an eye force ray. Purple light flashed in Mo Qingyun's eyes. An astonishing light shot out from his eyes and blasted towards Yin Xiaoyang at an extremely fast speed. Soul Force Ray. Elemental Force Ray. Seeing Mo Qingyun make his move, Yin Xiaoyang did not dare to hesitate. He immediately formed 2 hand seals and sent them into the bodies of the 2 puppets beside him. After the hand seals entered the puppets' bodies, 2 rays of light shot out from the puppets' eyes and met Mo Qingyun's eye force ray head-on. Pucci. After the 3 rays of light collided, a sharp sound was heard and a shocking wave of elemental force erupted. What shocked Yin Xiaoyang was that the 2 rays of light from his puppets were unable to block Mo Qingyun's eye force ray. How? How could this be? After realizing this, Yin Xiaoyang's expression changed, and he let out a cry of shock. This situation was beyond his expectations. Mo Qingyun's eye force ray had become so powerful. In corpse chi. After a short moment of shock, Yin Xiaoyang attacked Mo Qingyun again. The aura of a half-step Yuan Dan realm was immediately displayed. Yin Xiaoyang struck out with his palm. A terrifying black elemental force immediately erupted from his palm and turned into an evil spirit shadow that pounced towards Mo Qingyun. Pill Palace Seal Unseal. Facing Yin Xiaoyang's attack, Mo Qingyun did not hesitate. He immediately released the seal on his Pill Palace and borrowed the power of his Pill Palace. Immediately, Mo Qingyun's aura began to rise rapidly. Not long after, Mo Qingyun's aura reached the level of Yuan Dan, which was even stronger than Yin Xiaoyang's aura. Sun Incinerating Mountain, Severing Saber while borrowing the power of the Pill Palace. Missouri Qingyun raised his hand and took out the fiery silk saber. He slashed down at Yin Xiaoyang. With a slash, the flames on the red silk saber immediately flared up, transforming into a 30-meter-long fire dragon saber light. As soon as the fire dragon saber light appeared, it twisted its huge body and pounced towards the evil spirit shadow. Bang! The evil ghost shadow was directly dispersed by the powerful collision of the fire dragon saber light. Soon, the shadow disappeared. Yuan Dan realm. Feeling the aura on Mo Qingyun's body, Yin Xiaoyang's face twitched and he panicked. He did not expect that Mo Qingyun would grow to such an extent in such a short period of time. After exchanging blows for a short while, he suddenly realized that all the advantages he had before had disappeared. Such a realization made Yin Xiaoyang extremely angry, and he unconsciously suffered a blow. Mo Qingyun had unknowingly surpassed him in all aspects. "Brat, you forced me to do this." After seeing Mo Qingyun's strength, Yin Xiaoyang did not dare to hold back. He raised his hand and took out a silver lightning ball. Pill Palace's celestial spirits. Yin Xiaoyang was prepared to use the Pill Palace's celestial spirits. It seemed like he had been forced into a corner by Mo Qingyun, using the Pill Palace's celestial spirits. However, when Mo Qingyun saw his actions, he smiled disdainfully and replied, "Yin Xiaoyang, you're not the only one with such means." As soon as Mo Qingyun finished his words, he took out 3 rays of Pill Palace's saber chi and attacked Yin Xiaoyang. "Brat, you've gone too far." Seeing Mo Qingyun's actions, Yin Xiaoyang's face twitched, and he revealed a look of horror. He roared, "Han Yang and the rest of the trash. This brat actually snatched away the saber chi of the Pill Palace. They are really useless to the extreme." He clearly remembered that the last time he fought with Mo Qingyun did not have such means. Now that Mo Qingyun had it, it was somewhat abnormal. Moreover, Han Yang and the rest said that they had suffered in the hands of Mo Qingyun. From this, it could be inferred that Mo Qingyun's means must have come from Han Yang and the rest. After obtaining such a result, Yin Xiaoyang immediately cursed Han Yang and the rest in his heart. Of course, while he was angry, Yin Xiaoyang did not dare to hesitate. He immediately threw out the Pill Palace's celestial spirits. Bang! When the Pill Palace's celestial spirits collided with the 3 rays of Pill Palace's saber chi, it immediately let out an earth-shattering sound. At the same time, a shocking origin energy storm erupted and wreaked havoc in the passageway. Teleportation gate. Appear. Seeing this, Mo Qingyun did not dare to hesitate. He immediately displayed his martial soul super ability and entered the teleportation gate in a flash. In a short while, Mo Qingyun returned to the crossroads with the help of the teleportation gate, avoiding the terrifying origin energy storm. Compared to Mo Qingyun, Yin Xiaoyang was not so lucky. He did not have the means to use the teleportation gate. Departed spirit, sky, escape. Looking at the origin energy storm that was sweeping towards him, Yin Xiaoyang's face immediately twitched, and he began to display his life-saving means. In a short while, his body went limp and fell to the ground. A wisp of remnant soul flew out from his body and entered the ground. When Yin Xiaoyang's remnant soul flew out of his body, he let out a gloomy voice and said, "The purple eye, just wait for the barbarian's endless pursuit." Mo Qingyun, who was at the crossroads, did not know about Yin Xiaoyang's situation. After a few hours, he sensed that the origin energy in the dark passageway had gradually calmed down. Mo Qingyun walked into the passageway again and continued to go deeper. Perhaps it was because of the aftermath of the previous battle. The passageway was very smooth, and there was not even a shadow of an eye demon in sight. Mo Qingyun was happy to see this. In this way, it would be easier for him to enter the interior of the passageway. Thump, thump, thump. As Mo Qingyun went deeper, he realized that his eyes were twitching more and more intensely. After realizing this, Mo Qingyun immediately quickened his pace and went deeper into the passageway. Not long after, a scene that shocked him appeared before his eyes. Something that looked like half an eyeball was not far in front of him, and it was beating continuously like a heart. With every beat, a small eye demon would jump out from its body and stick to the surface of its body. It felt like a beehive filled with countless bee pupae, and it made one's scalp numb. This is the origin of the eye demon. Looking at the half eyeball in front of him, Mo Qingyun was shocked and said in a deep voice, "So the eye demon came out from this thing. In this case, the thing that caused my eyes to twitch should be this. Tianhun demon eye. A broken Tianhun demon eye." At this moment, while Mo Qingyun was shocked and looking at the thing in front of him, the 9 temples said in shock, "Young lord, if you refine this broken Tianhun demon eye, you will be able to condense a spiritual star." Refine it? Hearing the 9 temples' words, Mo Qingyun's expression changed, and he was shocked. There were at least 10,000 eye demons on this broken eyeball. It would be extremely difficult to refine it. Young lord, don't worry. Seeing Mo Qingyun's troubled expression, the Nine Temples comforted Mo Qingyun and said, as long as I use the Nine Temples disc array to set up the nightmare illusion formation, those eye demons will be confused. Then, we will only need to face the Tianhun demon eye alone. Set up the nightmare illusion formation? Hearing the Nine Temple suggestion, Mo Qingyun's expression showed that he understood, and he was slightly worried. If we only set up the nightmare illusion formation, I'm afraid the Nine Temples disc array will be exhausted. At that time, the Nine Temples disc array will not be able to be used for a short period of time, and you will also lose your shelter. The Nine Temples seemed to have guessed that Mo Qingyun would say this, and immediately smiled. Young lord, you have neglected a crucial point. As long as you refine the Tianhun demon eye fragment, you will be able to condense a spiritual star and open a soul palace. This old servant will also be able to become your star general and will naturally reside in your soul palace. Hearing the Nine Temples' explanation, Mo Qingyun's eyes immediately lit up and he showed a trace of excitement. If that's the case, then let's not hesitate and begin immediately. When he thought of condensing a soul star, establishing a soul palace, receiving the 9 palaces as star generals, he could possess the ability to draw arrays with a lift of his hand. Mo Qingyun was somewhat impatient. Immediately, Mo Qingyun and the 9 temples began to set up the formation. In the process of setting up the formation, Mo Qingyun and the 9 temples' movements were very small, afraid of disturbing the eye demons on the Tianhun demon eye fragment. The situation of 10,000 eye demons attacking from all sides was very frightening, and Mo Qingyun did not want to see that happen. After several hours, the formation was finally completed. As soon as the formation was completed, the surrounding scene immediately changed. It was as if an endless abyss had appeared and terrifying shadow after shadow appeared. Once the shadow appeared, the eye demons on the Tianhun demon eye fragment began to attack these shadow demons. Not long after, the eye demons on the Tianhun demon eye fragment were attracted by these shadow demons. Seeing that the Tianhun demon eye fragment had become a general without an army, Mo Qingyun was pleasantly surprised and said, "The eye demons have been attracted. It's time for us to act." As soon as Mo Qingyun finished speaking, he moved closer to the heavenly soul demon eye fragment. Door of Seals, seal. Coming before the Tianhun demon eye fragment, Mo Qingyun directly used his martial soul remarkable ability on it, sealing its chi, blood, and soul. Soul change. After doing all this, Mo Qingyun was not in a hurry to refine the Tianhun demon eye fragment. Instead, he used soul change. Then, his body expanded rapidly, transforming into a scarlet flame heavenly dragon. Get in. After turning into a scarlet flame dragon, Mo Qingyun did not dare to hesitate. He grabbed the Tianhun demon eye fragment and dragged it into the Heixian Palace. In Mo Qingyun's opinion, it would be easier to refine the Tianhun demon eye fragment by dragging it into the Heixian Palace and using the Heixian Palace's formation to suppress it. Chapter 258. After bringing the fragment into the Heixian Palace, Missouri Qingyun controlled the Heixian Palace's formation to suppress it. Under the dual suppression of the Gate of Seals and the Heixian Palace's formation, the Heavenly Soul Demon eye fragment's pulsating speed immediately slowed down significantly. 9 temples, help me deal with those eye demons that jump out. I want to refine the fragment. Mo Qingyun instructed the 9 temples as he watched the eye demons appear one after another. Then, he began to refine the fragment. Yes, young lord. The 9 temples respectfully responded to Mo Qingyun's instructions and stood guard for Mo Qingyun. By the time Zhou Gong responded, Mo Qingyun had already started to refine the fragment of the Heavenly Soul's demon eye. Then, a stream of pure fire yuan energy shot out from Mo Qingyun's palm and rapidly surged into the Heavenly Soul demon eye fragment. Bang! As soon as the fire yuan energy entered the fragment, Mo Qingyun felt a strong repulsive force from the heavenly soul demon eye fragment that repelled his yuan energy. It felt as if he wanted to enter someone else's room, but that person was blocking the door and not letting him in. After discovering this, Mo Qingyun's expression unconsciously changed. Surprise rose in his heart as he said in surprise, "This heavenly soul demonic eye fragment actually gave birth to a consciousness. Fortunately, this consciousness isn't strong enough and hasn't developed a complete consciousness." After discovering this, Mo Qingyun's heart relaxed slightly. If the heavenly soul demon eye fragment had a complete spiritual intelligence, it would be very difficult for him to refine the fragment. If he wanted to refine the heavenly soul's demon eye fragment, the difficulty would increase infinitely. If he was not careful, he might be possessed by the other party. The heavenly soul demon eye fragment has given birth to a spiritual intelligence. If I want to refine it, I have to deal with that spiritual intelligence first. After thinking for a while, Mo Qingyun had a direction in his heart. He knew where to start. The Gate of Seals seal. Then, Mo Qingyun did not hesitate and immediately released his martial soul superpower on the spiritual intelligence. Faced with Mo Qingyun's martial soul superpower, the spiritual intelligence was forcefully sealed by the martial soul superpower before it could react. Refine. After sealing the spiritual intelligence in the heavenly soul demon eye fragment, Mo Qingyun no longer hesitated and began to refine it. 3 days later, a faint smile appeared at the corner of Mo Qingyun's mouth. After 3 days of hard work, he had finally refined that spiritual intelligence. After refining the intelligence, his soul cultivation had improved significantly, reaching the peak of the middle stage of the spirit origin stage. This was an unexpected gain for Mo Qingyun. Next, I can refine the soul demon eye fragment. Mo Qingyun smiled faintly and looked at the soul demon eye fragment with anticipation. He began to refine it again. Without the spiritual intelligence's obstruction, Mo Qingyun's actions were much smoother. The process of refining the soul demon eye fragment was not hindered at all. As Mo Qingyun refined the soul demon eye fragment, he immediately felt an extremely pure bloodline power entering his body from the fragment. As soon as the bloodline power entered his body, it flowed rapidly to his eyes and strengthened them. 5 days later, under Mo Qingyun's continuous refining, the size of the soul demon eye fragment had shrunk by 1/5. After 5 days of refinement, the power of Mo Qingyun's bloodline in his eyes had clearly been strengthened. Now, Mo Qingyun clearly felt that the power of his eye power attack had reached the Yuan Dan realm. Seeing this improvement, Mo Qingyun no longer hesitated and worked even harder to refine the soul demon eye fragment. Half a month later, the soul demon eye fragment had shrunk to 1/3 of its original size. At this moment, a faint shadow appeared between Mo Qingyun's eyebrows and emitted a dim light. This was the embryonic form of a soul star. The embryonic form of the soul star resembled a heptagonal star. Heptagonal soul star. Seeing the embryonic form of the soul star between Mo Qingyun's eyebrows, the Nine Temples' expression immediately changed to one of shock. He exclaimed, "When a heavenly soul forms their first soul star, the more stars they form, the denser their bloodline is. This means that they will be able to form more soul stars in the future." The Nine Temples paused. A heptagonal soul star means that the strength of Master's bloodline is comparable to that of the imperial family of the gifted clans. At this moment, while the Nine Temples were still in shock, the embryonic form of the soul star between Mo Qingyun's eyebrows flickered rapidly, alternating between bright and dim. After discovering this, Jiogong's expression couldn't help but become serious. She looked at Mo Qingyun with a tense expression. However, while the Nine Temples' expression was tense, Mo Qingyun's eyes suddenly exploded with a shocking aura. At the same time, a drop of purple blood flew out of Mo Qingyun's eyes and entered the embryonic form of the soul star between Mo Qingyun's eyebrows. As this drop of blood entered the embryonic form of the soul star, the originally dim embryonic form of the soul star immediately emitted a blinding light. The moment this blinding light appeared, it enveloped the soul demon eye fragment and rapidly extracted the bloodline from it. Under the constant replenishment of the soul demon eye fragment's bloodline, the embryonic form of the soul star between Mo Qingyun's eyebrows shone brighter and brighter, becoming more and more complete. This state continued for about half a month before the light of Mo Qingyun's soul star between his eyebrows finally returned to normal. At this moment, a new nine-pointed star appeared between Mo Qingyun's eyebrows. Nine-pointed soul star. Seeing this, the Nine Temples' expression immediately twitched. Intense shock rose in their hearts. They exclaimed, "Nine-pointed soul star. Could Master's talent be the same as the previous Masters? Can he reach the 9 stars and 18 palaces in the future?" After this discovery, the Nine Temples looked at Mo Qingyun again with a hint of respect. Judging from Mo Qingyun's talent, he was definitely a super genius even in the soul race. Mo Qingyun didn't know what the Nine Temples were thinking. At this moment, his consciousness was in a strange state. Right now, countless terrifying presences appeared in front of him. These people were all standing in front of an ancient stone door. A moment later, the stone door slowly opened. As soon as the stone door was opened, these powerful existences immediately rushed towards it. As these powerful existences rushed towards the stone door, they immediately began to fight each other crazily. Boom! At this moment, when Mo Qingyun wanted to continue watching, his consciousness was blasted back to reality by a terrifying force. When his consciousness was blasted back to reality, Mo Qingyun felt his head buzz for a moment. There was an additional memory in his mind. These memories were fragmented and didn't have much complete information. To Mo Qingyun, they weren't very helpful. However, there was one thing that was helpful to Mo Qingyun. These memories recorded the opening of the Soul Palace and the subduing of star generals. Just now, that was after digesting the memories in his mind. Mo Qingyun thought back to the scene just now. His heart unconsciously began to beat faster. Those powerful presences just now seemed to be even stronger than he was at his peak. This made his heart beat faster. "Young lord, you've successfully condensed a soul star." At this moment, while Mo Qingyun was thinking, the Nine Temples revealed a look of pleasant surprise and asked him this question. "Yes, I've successfully condensed it." Hearing the Nine Temples' words, Mo Qingyun smiled faintly and nodded. He replied, "I'll immediately open a soul palace for you in the soul star." "Many thanks, young lord." Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, the Nine Temples immediately revealed a look of joy and expressed their gratitude to Mo Qingyun. After replying to the Nine Temples, Mo Qingyun began to sense the soul star, preparing to open a soul palace. As Mo Qingyun began to sense the soul star, he was surprised to find that the soul star was like a solid ball. "This is the soul star." After this discovery, Mo Qingyun's expression changed slightly. He was somewhat surprised by the state of the soul star. After a brief moment of surprise, Mo Qingyun no longer hesitated and began to open a soul palace. The soul palace is divided into the Heaven Soul Palace and the Earth Soul Palace. The Heaven Soul Palace requires soul energy to open, while the Earth Soul Palace requires elemental energy to open. After some thought, Mo Qingyun decided to open the Heaven Soul Palace first. With his current elemental energy cultivation, he still did not have the qualifications to open an Earth Soul Palace. Of course, more importantly, the Heaven Soul Palace and the Nine Temples' abilities were compatible. After making up his mind, Mo Qingyun released his soul energy into the soul star and began to sculpt it to open a soul palace. While sculpting the soul star, Mo Qingyun felt as if he was the creator of the world, creating everything in the world. This feeling was very strange. Mo Qingyun did not know how to describe it. 3 days later, under Mo Qingyun's continuous sculpting, a soul palace that was somewhat similar to He Xian's hall was formed. Once the Star Palace was formed, Mo Qingyun accepted the 9 temples as his star generals and stored the 9 temples into his soul palace. Many thanks, young lord. Once the 9 temples were stored into Mo Qingyun's soul palace, his body seemed to have solidified. He immediately revealed a look of joy and gratitude towards Mo Qingyun. After storing the 9 temples into his soul palace, Missouri Qingyun felt that there was a connection between him and the 9 temples. At the same time, Mo Qingyun suddenly felt that his understanding of arrays had deepened. Minor Spirit Gathering Array. After this discovery, Mo Qingyun no longer hesitated. He raised his hand and pointed at the air. Then, a minor array rapidly formed in midair. The Minor Spirit Gathering Array was formed. Once the Minor Spirit Gathering Array was formed, Mo Qingyun raised his hand and started to sculpt more arrays. But what surprised him was that he was still unable to successfully set up a few high-level arrays. Seeing this situation, Mo Qingyun revealed a puzzled expression and felt a little surprised. Young lord, right now, both you and this old servant's strength is limited. So in a short period of time, you'll not be able to set up arrays that are too powerful. Seeing Mo Qingyun's puzzled expression, the 9 temples explained, according to this old servant's observations, young lord, the arrays that you can sculpt with a raise of your hand should be at the intermediate level of level 4. You should be able to deal with intermediate level Yuan Dan realm martial artists. Yes. Chapter 259. With the strengthening of the bloodline in his eyes, Mo Qingyun realized that the suppression of the Pill Palace had weakened significantly. Now that he had borrowed the strength of the Pill Palace, he had reached the middle level of the Yuan Dan realm. Such an improvement made Mo Qingyun extremely happy. It could be said that after refining the fragment of the heavenly soul demonic eye, his strength had taken a tremendous leap compared to before. Immediately, Mo Qingyun no longer hesitated. His body moved, and he left the Heixian Palace. Once he left the Heixian Palace, Missouri Qingyun felt a buzzing in his head, and he was in a daze. At this moment, he felt that there was a connection between him and the 100 Countries battlefield. As soon as this feeling appeared, Mo Qingyun felt the ground begin to shake violently. It was as if a magnitude 10 earthquake had occurred. Boom, boom, boom. A series of loud noises could be heard from the ground, accompanied by the shaking of the ground. This feeling was like 2 continents colliding and colliding with each other, creating a strong friction. This process lasted for a few hours before it gradually calmed down. Seeing that the shaking of the ground had calmed down, Mo Qingyun no longer hesitated. He raised his hand and picked up the 9 temples disc, removing the illusion array. Teleportation gate appear. Once the illusion array was removed, Mo Qingyun displayed his martial soul super ability and walked into the teleportation gate. Then, Mo Qingyun's body flashed, and he disappeared from the spot. After a while, Mo Qingyun came to the fork in the road again. When Mo Qingyun arrived at the fork in the road, a huge figure was glaring furiously at his palace from the side of the palace. He realized that the golden sand, silver sand, and other items in his palace were gone. My treasures! Who stole my treasures? Seeing that his treasures were gone, the Beaumont giant beast was enraged. He waved his fists continuously to vent the anger in his heart. Bang, bang, bang. Under the swinging of the Beaumont giant beast's fists, the walls of the palace were immediately imprinted with fist marks. The walls shook continuously. At this moment, a shadow emerged from the ground of the palace. With a gloomy face, he said to the Beaumont giant beast, "Barbarian, I know who took your treasures. It's you." Seeing the shadow, the Beaumont giant beast's expression changed. He looked at the other party with surprise and said, "Tell me, who took my treasures? Look at that boat and you'll know." The mysterious man sneered and pointed at the black boat on the ground. Hearing this, Savage Beast Star picked up the black boat from the ground and examined it. Looking at the black boat in his hand, the barbarian giant beast's expression became even more gloomy. He gnashed his teeth and said, He Xian's aura. It's He Xian who took my treasures. I'm going to kill him. Barbarian, don't be so impatient. Let me finish first. The shadow waved his hand and reminded the barbarian giant beast. The one who took your treasures is not He Xian. It's his successor, the Purple Eye. The Purple Eye. Hearing the shadow's words, the barbarian giant beast's expression became ferocious. He said to the shadow, You come with me. Identify that bastard for me. If I catch him, I'll tear him to pieces. Hearing the barbarian giant beast's words, the shadow giant beast revealed a sinister smile and nodded in agreement. Following this, the barbarian giant beast carried the shadow giant beast. With a ferocious expression, he quickly walked out of the palace. At this moment, as the barbarian giant beast was walking out of the palace, Mo Qingyun giant beast sensed the movement in the palace. His expression changed as he said in shock, What a terrifying aura. Could this be the existence that let out that shocking roar? It seems like we shouldn't stay here for long. With this thought, Mo Qingyun giant beast no longer hesitated and immediately left. It was best if he didn't provoke such a terrifying existence. Not long after Mo Qingyun giant beast turned and left, the savage beast giant beast came to the fork in the road. He revealed a look of surprise and said to himself, There's He Xian's aura here. Could it be that the purple-eyed giant beast was here? He should have refined the heavenly soul demonic eye fragment and just left. The shadow giant beast revealed a look of hatred and jealousy as he spoke. Hearing the shadow giant beast's words, the savage beast giant beast's expression turned even uglier. He said angrily, The purple-eyed giant beast, you can't escape. After saying this in anger, the savage beast giant beast took a step forward and chased in the direction Mo Qingyun giant beast had fled. At this moment, while the savage beast giant beast was chasing after Mo Qingyun, at a mountain stream in the 100 Countries battlefield, 2 Yuan Dan stage 1 cultivators were running for their lives with panicked expressions. As they were running for their lives, the dark and skinny man of the two said to the other person, Brother Mount Tai, I didn't expect that kid surnamed Mo to be so strong. Skinny monkey, aren't you talking nonsense? When the Mount Tai giant beast heard the dark and skinny man's words, he scolded. If he wasn't strong, would he have been able to escape the Blade Kingdom's pursuit? I didn't expect that kid to be able to display such combat strength after suffering such heavy injuries. It's really surprising. The skinny monkey giant beast had a look of lingering fear as he said, with lingering fear. Luckily, there was an earthquake just now. Otherwise, our lives would have been over. Stop talking nonsense. Let's find a place to hide first. The two of us need to recover from our injuries. Mount Tai giant beast took a deep breath and calmed the panic in his heart. When our injuries have recovered, the two of us will immediately leave the 100 Countries battlefield. This is not a place where we can stay. Yes, yes, yes. Hearing Mount Tai giant beast's words, the skinny monkey giant beast immediately nodded in agreement and said, After leaving the 100 Countries battlefield, we should find a mountain and become kings of it, living a carefree life. Let's find a place to heal first. We'll talk about other things after we leave. Mount Tai giant beast urged the skinny monkey giant beast and quickly fled forward, not daring to have the slightest hesitation. As the two of them fled for their lives at top speed, not long after, a scene that shocked them appeared before their eyes. People of the true energy realm. Before their eyes, there were actually 4 people of the true energy realm. Big Brother Mount Tai, am I seeing things? The cultivation of the 4 people in front seems to be only at the true energy realm. The skinny monkey giant beast was shocked and widened his eyes as he looked at the 4 people in front of him. True energy realm? Hearing the skinny monkey giant beast's words, Mount Tai giant beast was immediately shocked and looked at the 4 people in front of him. After taking a look, Mount Tai giant beast was also shocked and exclaimed, 7th level of the true energy realm. How can there be people of the true energy realm in the Yuan Dan realm battlefield? At this moment, Mount Tai giant beast's heart was filled with confusion and confusion, just like the skinny monkey giant beast. The Yuan Dan realm. While Mount Tai, giant beast, and giant beast were sizing up the four people in front of them, the four people in front of them also looked at them in shock. Big Brother Liang, am I seeing things? The cultivation of these two people is at the Yuan Dan realm. After learning the cultivation of the two people in front of him, the youngest of the four asked the person beside him. These four people were none other than Ling Luo and the other three people who had separated from Mo Qingyan. They are indeed at the Yuan Dan realm. Hearing Ling Luo's words, Lu Fengliang giant beast's expression was grave as he replied in a heavy tone. To him, the appearance of people of the Yuan Dan realm in the true energy realm battlefield was too strange. After sizing up Ling Luo and the other three people, the skinny monkey giant beast stared at Ruo Shui with a covetous expression. Big Brother Mount Tai, this woman is so beautiful. The skinny monkey giant beast, have never seen such a beautiful woman in my entire life. Why don't we leave her here and have a good time with her later? Mount Tai giant beast also had a covetous expression on his face as he looked at Ruo Shui with shining eyes. He sneered, they're just a few brats of the true energy realm anyway. Taking care of them will be easy. As long as we take care of those brats, we can slowly enjoy this beauty. Big Brother Mount Tai giant beast is wise. Hearing Mount Tai giant beast's thoughts, the skinny monkey giant beast sneered and shouted at Lu Fengliang giant beast. You three brats, I'll give you a chance to live now. If you don't want to die, then get the hell out of here and leave this beauty behind. After the skinny monkey giant beast finished speaking, Mount Tai giant beast looked at Ruo Shui with an evil smile and said, Beauty, what's the point of following three brats of the true energy realm? Why don't you follow us brothers in the future? We'll make sure you eat and drink well. Bah, you two pretentious dogs. As expected, nothing good comes out of dog's mouth. Hearing these two people's words, Ling Luo giant beast's face immediately darkened. He said angrily to Lu Fengliang giant beast, Brother Liang, use your blade chi to cripple these two guys and make them women for the rest of their lives. Hearing Ling Luo giant beast, Lu Fengliang giant beast's expression changed slightly. He was prepared to accept Ling Luo's suggestion. Attack the two of us with blade chi? Brat, do you know what our cultivations are? At this moment, just as Lu Fengliang giant beast was about to attack, Mount Tai giant beast and Mount Tai giant beast immediately laughed. Mount Tai patted their chests and said, The two of us are at the Yuan Dan realm. You brats at the true energy realm want to hurt us with blade chi? Are you still dreaming? After Mount Tai giant beast finished speaking, he raised his head with an insufferably arrogant look on his face. Brat, our patience is limited. If you don't want to die, hurry up and get out of here. Don't delay our brother's business. Following Mount Tai giant beast's words, the skinny monkey giant beast also spoke arrogantly, impatiently urging Lu Fengliang and the others to leave. Seeing the skinny monkey giant beast and Mount Tai giant beast's actions, Lu Fengliang giant beast's expression turned cold. He said coldly, I'll give you one last chance. If you don't want to die, get out of here immediately. Aya, are you threatening us? Hearing Lu Fengliang giant beast's words, Mount Tai giant beast and giant beast's expressions immediately changed. They looked at Lu Fengliang with disdain and said, Brat, if you have the ability, then come and attack me. Aya, skinny monkey giant beast, run for your life. After Mount Tai giant beast finished speaking, he immediately turned around and fled without hesitation. Big Brother Mount Tai, why are you running? Aya, blade chi from the Pill Palace. Big Brother Mount Tai giant beast, wait for me. Seeing the blade chi from the Pill Palace in Lu Fengliang giant beast's hands, the skinny monkey giant beast was so frightened that his face twitched. He quickly followed Mount Tai and fled for his life. Bah, trash like you still dare to act tough in front of others. Seeing Mount Tai giant beast and giant beast running for their lives, Ling Luo giant beast looked at them with disdain and said with disdain. After Ling Luo giant beast's words, Lu Fengliang giant beast frowned and said with a heavy expression, In the middle of a true energy stage battlefield, a Yuan dance stage cultivator suddenly appeared. This is too strange. Let's leave quickly. Hearing Lu Fangliang giant beast's words, Long Yutian and the rest no longer hesitated and immediately left the place. However, after Lu Fangliang giant beast's group of 4 left, a large group of people arrived. These people's cultivation were all above the Yuan dance stage. Strange, the Goldenwood Mountain was clearly here. Why did it suddenly disappear? The leader of this group of people asked doubtfully. He looked forward and said, "It might be in front. Let's go ahead and take a look." Chapter 260. Just as Mo Qingyun was running at top speed, a terrifying aura was closing in on him. As soon as this terrifying aura appeared, he felt a terrifying pressure pressing down on him. Feeling the pressure behind him, Mo Qingyun's expression immediately changed. A sense of shock rose in his heart. The existence that was closing in on him was actually a Pill Palace realm expert. After realizing this, Mo Qingyun subconsciously turned his head to look behind him. He saw a giant beast that was more than 10 meters tall and covered in a layer of scales. It was closing in on him at top speed. "Young Lord, run. This is the barbarian." At this moment, while Mo Qingyun was still in shock, the 9 temples in the Soul Star had a shocked expression and said to him in panic, "The barbarian is violent, cruel, and bloodthirsty. Moreover, its strength is extremely terrifying. It's not something we can deal with now." Hearing the words of the 9 temples, Mo Qingyun no longer hesitated and immediately turned to run. "Barbarian, that kid is the Purple Eye." At this moment, when Mo Qingyun was running away, a shadow on the barbarian's back said to him coldly, "Roar." Hearing the words of the shadow on his back, the barbarian immediately roared angrily, causing the ground to shake. It said to Mo Qingyun in anger, "Kid, how dare you steal my treasure? Die." Savage beast charge. After the barbarian finished speaking, its body flashed and charged at Mo Qingyun at top speed. As it ran, the entire ground began to shake as if it was going to be crushed by its stomp. Soul Star, this kid condensed a Soul Star. At this moment, when the barbarian chased after Mo Qingyun, the shadow on the barbarian's back said in shock again, "Mo Qingyun actually condensed a Soul Star." He clearly remembered that the last time he fought with Mo Qingyun had yet to condense a Soul Star. After discovering this, the shadow revealed a look of jealousy and said with a gloomy expression, "It must be because he refined the heavenly soul's demon eye fragment. Dan Palace's blade energy." Seeing the barbarian's attack, Mo Qingyun did not dare to hesitate. He immediately took out 3 streaks of Dan Palace saber chi and blasted them towards the barbarian. Once the saber chi of the Dan Palace was unleashed, it transformed into 3 terrifying saber radiances and slashed towards the barbarian with the force of thunder. The 3 streaks of blade energy from the Pill Palace transformed into 3 terrifying blade energy tornadoes that swept towards the barbarian like tornadoes. Petty tricks. The barbarian laughed in disdain when it saw the Dan Palace blade chi slashing towards it. It lifted its huge palm and slapped towards the 3 Dan Palace blade chi. Bang, bang, bang. Facing the barbarian's palm, the 3 streaks of blade chi instantly dispersed, transforming into a gust of wind and dissipating into the air. Following this, the barbarian's body moved and continued to close in on Mo Qingyun. The 3 streaks of Dan Palace blade chi only managed to obstruct it for a few breaths of time. So strong. Seeing the 3 streaks of Dan Palace blade chi being dispersed by the barbarian's palm, Mo Qingyun's heart skipped a beat. The barbarian's strength had greatly exceeded his expectations. Immediately, Mo Qingyun no longer hesitated. He immediately took out the Dark Fiend Corpse lightning and blasted it towards the savage beast, detonating it. Bang! Once the Dark Fiend Corpse lightning exploded, a terrifying corpse chi erupted from within and engulfed the barbarian. Not long after, The barbarian was enveloped by the dark fiend corpse lightning and was corroded by it. Chi chi chi. Under the corrosion of the dark fiend corpse lightning, the barbarian's scales immediately emitted bursts of green smoke, emitting sizzling sounds. However, the scales of the savage beast general were too thick and too hard. Although it was corroded by the dark fiend corpse lightning, it didn't suffer too much damage. However, compared to the barbarian's damage, the shadow on its back was in a much worse state. Dark fiend corpse chi. Under the corrosion of the dark fiend corpse chi, the shadow on the barbarian's back immediately let out a blood-curdling scream. It gritted its teeth and said, "The purple eye, In Shi, will remember this grudge. I'll definitely return it tenfold in the future." After being engulfed by the dark fiend corpse lightning, the barbarian's movements were greatly hindered and its speed was greatly reduced. Teleportation gate, appear. Seeing this, Mo Qingyun immediately used his martial soul ability and flashed into the whirlpool of light gate. Following that, Mo Qingyun's body disappeared from the spot in the blink of an eye. After Mo Qingyun's figure disappeared, the barbarian duo chased after him, but Mo Qingyun was already nowhere to be seen. Damn it, that kid actually got away. Seeing that Mo Qingyun's figure had disappeared, In Shi's expression twitched as it gritted its teeth and let out an angry roar. This kid is quite capable. No wonder he received He Xian's approval. When In Shi let out an angry roar, the savage beast revealed a surprised expression and said coldly, "However, I've already memorized his aura. He won't be able to escape." At this moment, In Shi revealed a pained expression and said to the barbarian, "Before chasing that kid, help me find a physical body for me to possess." "Okay." The barbarian nodded and led In Shi out of the Eye Devil Abyss. Whoosh! Outside the Eye Devil Abyss, a light suddenly flashed and a youth walked out. That barbarian's strength is so strong. After walking out of the teleportation gate, Mo Qingyun's expression shook, and he said with some lingering fear in his heart, "I've never seen this barbarian before. Why is it chasing after me?" At this moment, some doubts arose in Mo Qingyun's heart. He was puzzled by the barbarian's previous actions. Seeing Mo Qingyun's puzzled expression, the Nine Temples' expression changed slightly, and he guessed, "Young lord, the reason why Savage Beast is chasing after you should be related to the shadow on its back. I sensed a familiar aura from that shadow. It's somewhat similar to Yin Xiuyang's from before." Yin Xiuyang? Upon hearing the Nine Temples' words, Mo Qingyun's expression darkened, and he said coldly, "This Yin Xiuyang is indeed a scourge. If there's a chance, we must get rid of him. However, I have to leave the Eye Demon Abyss immediately, in case that barbarian catches up again." With this thought, Mo Qingyun no longer hesitated and quickly rushed out of the Eye Demon Abyss. 5 days passed in the blink of an eye. As Mo Qingyun hurried along, a city appeared in his line of sight. Seeing the city lord in front of him, Mo Qingyun immediately sped up and rushed towards the city. However, as Mo Qingyun was rushing towards the city, a white and fat man and a dark and skinny man blocked his path. If Ling Luo and the others were here, they would definitely recognize these two people. They were Mount Tai and the skinny monkey who had been scared away by them previously. "Hey, stop right there." The skinny monkey blocked Mo Qingyun's path and shouted at Mo Qingyun with a fierce expression, "Kid, if you want to live, hand over your Chinkoan bag." The Yuan Dan realm. Looking at the two people blocking his path, Mo Qingyun's expression changed slightly. He was a little surprised by their cultivation. There were actually people of the Yuan Dan realm in the true energy stage battlefield. This situation was really too abnormal. After a brief moment of surprise, Mo Qingyun revealed a curious expression and asked the two people, "How did you enter the true energy stage battlefield?" How we entered the true energy stage battlefield has nothing to do with you. Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, Mount Tai and the skinny monkey's expressions changed, and they said impatiently, "Kid, cut the crap and obediently hand over your Chinkoan bag. Otherwise, don't blame us for being rude." Hearing the two people's words, a faint smile appeared on Mo Qingyun's lips, and he replied, "You're not qualified to take my Chinquin bag. A kid of the 5th level of the true energy realm. Aren't you afraid of biting your tongue?" The skinny monkey's face revealed a look of disdain. He glanced at Mo Qingyun and mocked. "Kid, unless you also have the saber energy of the Pill Palace, your Chinquin bag will definitely be ours today." Saber energy of the Pill Palace? Hearing the two people's words, Mo Qingyun's expression changed slightly. He looked at the two people with a faint smile and said, "You're right. I do have quite a lot of saber energy of the Pill Palace on me." As soon as Mo Qingyun finished speaking, he took out 2 saber energies of the Pill Palace and looked at Mount Tai and the skinny monkey playfully. Saber energy of the Pill Palace. Seeing the saber energy of the Pill Palace in Mo Qingyun's hands, Mount Tai and the skinny monkey's expressions immediately twitched, and they had the urge to slap their own mouths. They really jinxed it. Why did they mention the saber energy of the Pill Palace for no reason? Now, the other party really did have the saber energy of the Pill Palace. What should they do? How? How can this be? How can this kid be the same as the other 4 fellows? He also has the saber energy of the Pill Palace. The skinny monkey's face was gloomy. His heart was about to break down. He kept slapping his own mouth and said in annoyance, "Who told you to have such a filthy mouth? Filthy mouth. Why did you mention the saber energy of the Pill Palace for no reason? Skinny monkey, don't just stand there. Run." Seeing the skinny monkey's actions, Mount Tai said to him and turned to escape. "I'm the same as the other 4 fellows. I have the saber energy of the Pill Palace on me." Hearing the skinny monkey's words, Mo Qingyun's expression changed. He guessed in his heart, could it be that the 4 fellows mentioned by the 2 are Brother Lu and the others? Raptor break. As soon as this thought appeared, Mo Qingyun's body moved. Like an eagle, he soared into the sky and chased after the skinny monkey and the skinny monkey. After a few swoops, Mo Qingyun arrived in front of Mount Tai and the skinny monkey, blocking their path. Level 2 Wind, Profound Meaning. Feeling the profound power from Mo Qingyun's body, Mount Tai and the skinny monkey were so scared that their legs went soft and their faces turned pale. What kind of freak was this guy in front of them? He was only at the 5th level of the true energy realm, but he actually comprehended level 2 Wind, Profound Meaning. This guy's talent was too abnormal. "Big brother, please do us a favor. The 2 of us are honest people. We didn't do anything bad. Please spare us." At this moment, Mount Tai directly knelt down in front of Mo Qingyun. He begged with tears and snot, as if he had suffered a great grievance. "Yes, we really didn't do anything bad. Even if we wanted to do something bad, we didn't succeed. Please spare us." The skinny monkey also begged for mercy. Mo Qingyun ignored their begging and asked, "The 4 people you mentioned just now, are they?" Yes. It's the 4 of them." Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, Mount Tai and the skinny monkey's faces immediately twitched. With a pained expression, they said, "Big brother, so you guys are in cahoots." They are my friends." Mo Qingyun replied with a faint smile. "Friends?" Hearing Mo Qingyun's reply, Mount Tai and the skinny monkey didn't know what to say. They had only robbed twice, and the people they robbed were in cahoots. Moreover, they all had the Pill Palace's saber energy protecting them. How unlucky must they be to encounter such a thing? "Where did you see them?" Mo Qingyun asked. "If your answers satisfy me, I can spare your lives." After Taishan heard this, he quickly replied, "We met them near Goldenwood City." Near Goldenwood City. Hearing the 2's reply, Mo Qingyun pondered for a moment. He didn't say anything else and rushed towards Goldenwood City. Chapter 261. In the blink of an eye, 5 days had passed. Under Mo Qingyun's swift travel, he finally arrived at Goldenwood City. However, during these 5 days of travel, what surprised Mo Qingyun was that he saw many Yuan Dan realm experts. Among these Yuan Dan realm experts, there was no lack of Yuan Dan realm experts. Mo Qingyun was puzzled by this phenomenon. Why were there so many Yuan Dan realm experts in the battlefield of the true energy realm? Let's go to Goldenwood City and find someone to ask about Brother Liu and the others. Mo Qingyun glanced at the Goldenwood City in front of him with a solemn expression and walked into the city. Although Liu Fangliang and the others were protected by the saber energy of the Pill Palace, Missouri Qingyun was still worried about their safety now that a large number of Yuan Dan realm experts had appeared. After all, Liu Fangliang and the others only had 2 saber energies of the Pill Palace, which could only protect them twice. After entering Goldenwood City, Mo Qingyun walked towards a black-faced young man and a pretty young girl. He asked, "Excuse me, have you seen?" Mo Qingyun told them about the appearance of Liu Fangliang and the others. However, before Mo Qingyun could finish his sentence, he was interrupted by the black-faced young man. "Kid, get out of my way. I don't have time to listen to your bullshit." The black-faced young man interrupted Mo Qingyun's words and showed an impatient expression. He dragged the young girl to the side. Seeing the black-faced young man's actions, the young girl frowned and whispered to him, "Big brother, we seem to have seen the 4 people he mentioned. Aren't they?" "Shut up." Hearing the young girl's words, the black-faced young man's face hardened and he scolded the young girl. "The lives of those 4 people have nothing to do with us. I'm taking you to see young Master Huan Yong now. You better be smart, okay?" "Oh." The young girl revealed a trace of fear and obediently nodded her head, her expression somewhat aggrieved. Seeing the black-faced youth's actions and hearing his words, the surrounding people looked at the girl with sympathy. "Sigh. Another good cabbage is going to be eaten by a pig. This is the 10th in the past 3 days. I wonder what will happen to her. What else could it be? He must have been played. That Huan Yong Gongzi's playstyle is very perverted. Chill. Keep your voices down. If Huan Yong hears you, you're all dead." "Yes, yes." Young Master Huan Yong is the young master of the Huan Kingdom's Prime Minister's residence. The Huan Kingdom is ranked 6th among the kingdoms. This kind of person is not someone we can casually talk about. For a moment, the surrounding people sighed endlessly, feeling pity for the young girl's encounter. After hearing this, Mo Qingyun couldn't help but frown. He walked closer to the young girl and the black-faced youth and asked, "Just now, you said..." Seeing that Mo Qingyun had caught up, the black-faced youth was immediately displeased. He angrily glared at Mo Qingyun and said, "Brat, are you done yet? If you delay my important matters, can you bear the responsibility? Big brother, don't be angry. I'll accompany you to see Huan Yong Gongzi now." Seeing that the black-faced youth was displeased, the young girl immediately tried to persuade him. Then, with an apologetic expression, she said to Mo Qingyun, "Young master, I'm sorry. I don't have time to talk to you about their matters right now. If you don't mind, you can wait for me at the Rat Tan Inn. I'll return there after seeing Huan Yong Gongzi." "Okay." Hearing the young girl's words, Mo Qingyun lightly smiled and nodded. A trace of goodwill rose in his heart towards the young girl, and he wanted to help her. Such a kind-hearted young lady shouldn't have suffered the kind of treatment that the bystanders were talking about. "What are you standing there for? Hurry up and leave." At this time, the black-faced youth's expression sank again. He grabbed the young girl's arm and said disdainfully, "Little slut, once you see a pretty boy, you won't be able to walk." "Big brother, Hearing the black-faced youth's words, the young girl's expression immediately became aggrieved. Her eyes turned red and sparkled. "Cry, cry, cry. You only know how to cry. If you ruin my future, just wait and see how I'll deal with you." Seeing that the young girl's eyes were red, the black-faced youth didn't coax her. Instead, he scolded her again. Were they really brother and sister? At this moment, when Mo Qingyun was sizing up the young girl, he suddenly frowned and revealed a trace of surprise. Jade's spiritual wood physique. It's the same as big sister Mo Ling. It's one of the 3,000 unique physiques. I didn't expect this young girl to have such a physique. After discovering the young girl's physique, Mo Qingyun's expression couldn't help but change. He sighed inwardly. With this young girl's physique If she was discovered by some alchemy sect, they would definitely treat her like a treasure. But her current situation, sigh. As soon as he finished speaking, Imo Qingyun's body moved and chased after the young girl and the black-faced youth. Because Imo Qingyun's actions were rather secretive, the young girl and the youth didn't notice that Imo Qingyun was following behind them. Under the black-faced youth's lead, they arrived at a mansion called the Fantasy Spirit Pavilion. Seeing the two enter the Fantasy Spirit Pavilion, Imo Qingyun raised his hand and gestured at the air. Immediately, several runes appeared in the air. As soon as these runes appeared, they flickered with a dazzling light and enveloped Imo Qingyun. Then, these runes enveloped Imo Qingyun, and Imo Qingyun's figure disappeared from the spot. This kind of simple invisibility array should be enough to fool these true energy realm guards. Seeing that his figure had disappeared, Imo Qingyun smiled faintly and walked into the Fantasy Spirit Pavilion, once again following the young girl and the youth. After a while, the black-faced youth brought the young girl in front of a well-dressed youth and said respectfully, "Huanyong Gongzi, we're here." Hearing the black-faced youth's words, Huanyong Gongzi replied indifferently and looked at the young girl. Seeing the young girl's face, Huanyong Gongzi's eyes immediately lit up. He looked at the young girl with surprise and asked the black-faced youth, "Wang Shui, is this your younger sister, Wang Zishu?" Wang Shui's face was full of respect as he smiled and said, "Huanyong Gongzi, this is indeed my younger sister. Not bad, not bad. Indeed, she's a beauty that outshines the moon and puts the flowers to shame." Huanyong Gongzi smiled faintly and raised his hand to touch Wang Zishu's chin. Then, he snapped Wang Zishu's belt. Seeing Huanyong Gongzi's action, Wang Zishu's face twitched. She looked terrified and said, Huanyong Gongzi, don't do this. Don't be afraid. I'll be very gentle later." Seeing Wang Zishu's reaction, Huanyong Gongzi became agitated as if he had been provoked. Then, Huanyong Gongzi revealed an evil smile and pounced on Wang Zishu, pressing her onto the table. Rip, rip, rip. Suddenly, the sound of clothes being torn apart could be heard as pieces of cloth flew into the air. Seeing Huanyong Gongzi's action, Wang Zishu's face turned pale and she was extremely terrified. However, she was powerless to resist. She was only at True Energy Realm Level 3, while Huanyong was at True Energy Realm Level 7. He was not someone she could deal with. After realizing this, Wang Zishu looked at the black-faced youth, Wang Shui, and begged for help. "Big brother, save me." Hearing Wang Zishu's cry for help, the black-faced youth instinctively turned his head away, not daring to look into Wang Zishu's eyes. Perhaps it was because of guilt. All right. When Huanyong heard Wang Zishu's words, he noticed that Wang Shui was still standing at the side. His face darkened, and he said coldly, "Why are you still standing here? Do you want to see my performance? Get out." Yes. Wang Shui's face twitched as he retreated from the room in fear and carefully closed the door behind him. Big brother, save me." Seeing Wang Shui's action, Wang Zishu's eyes glowed and a trace of despair appeared on her face. Sigh. Seeing this, Imo Qingyun sighed and raised his hand to release a spiritual combat seal at Huanyong. Poof! The moment the spiritual combat seal was released, Huanyong's body trembled and blood flowed out from the corner of his mouth. Then, Huanyong's face turned pale as he froze on the spot and fell onto Wang Zishu. Seeing Huanyong's reaction, Wang Zishu panicked. She quickly pushed Huanyong's body away and ran out of the room in a panic. Zishu, when Wang Shui saw Wang Zishu running out of the room with her clothes in disarray, he was shocked and looked at Wang Zishu in shock. She was too fast. Didn't it take less than 3 seconds? Wang Zishu did not reply to Wang Shui's words. She looked at Wang Shui with resentment and ran out of the Fantasy Spirit Pavilion. Hypocrite! Seeing Wang Zishu's actions, Wang Shui curled his lips in disdain. He walked into the room with a cold smile and said, "Young Master Huanyong, you're really brave. You ended it so quickly. Before Wang Shui could finish his sentence, he stopped talking and looked at Huan Yong with a terrified expression. He saw that Huan Yong's face was filled with anger. He glared at Wang Shui and roared, "Mother of asterisk her, are you blind? Can't you see that I was ambushed?" Hearing Huan Yong's angry words, Wang Shui's body trembled. He walked up to Huan Yong and asked softly, "Young Master Huan Yong, are you all right? Guards, go and search for the person who sneaked into the residence and attacked me." After instructing the guards, Huan Yong roared at Wang Shui, "Do you think I'm all right or not? Hurry up and help me up." "Yes." Wang Shui's face was filled with fear as he quickly helped Huan Yong up. After Huan Yong stood up, he roared at Wang Shui, "What are you standing there for? Hurry up and bring that bitch back. This time, I'm going to hang her up and play with her until she dies." "Yes, yes." Hearing Huan Yong's words, Wang Shui's face twitched again. He said to Huan Yong in horror, "Young Master Huan Yong, I'm sure that bitch has returned to the Rattan Wood Hotel. I'll bring you to her now. At that time, you can play with her in the Rattan Wood Hotel. It'll be even more exciting." "Kid, your idea is not bad. This young master has never played like this before." Hearing Wang Shui's suggestion, Huan Yong's eyes lit up. He sneered and said, "If this young master has enough fun, I'll definitely reward you." Shortly after, Wang Shui brought Huan Yong out of the room and headed towards the Rattan Wood Hotel. Just as Wang Shui said, Wang Zishu left the Fantasy Spirit Pavilion and returned to the Rattan Wood Hotel. After Wang Zishu left the Fantasy Spirit Pavilion, Mo Qingyun followed closely behind and left the Fantasy Spirit Pavilion. Looking at Wang Zishu in front of him, Mo Qingyun couldn't bear to see her like this. He took out a robe from his Chinquan bag and covered Wang Zishu with it. Seeing someone covering her with a robe, Wang Zishu's body trembled. She thought that Huan Yong and the others had caught up. When she saw that it was Mo Qingyun, her expression became slightly better. Her expression relaxed a little, but there was still a lingering fear in her heart. "Thank you." Wang Zishu thanked Mo Qingyun. Then, her expression changed as if she suddenly thought of something. She asked Mo Qingyun, Was it you who saved me?" At this moment, Wang Zishu finally understood why Huan Yong's behavior was so abnormal. "Yes." Mo Qingyun didn't hide Wang Zishu's guess. He nodded and said, "I'll accompany you to the Rattan Wood Hotel first. Later, you can tell me about Brother Liu and the others in detail." "Yes." Chapter 262. After a short while, Mo Qingyun and Wang Zishu arrived at the Rattan Inn. Entering the Rattan Inn, Wang Zishu brought Mo Qingyun to her room. After entering the room, Wang Zishu blushed and said shyly to Mo Qingyun, "I'll go and change my clothes first." "Okay." Mo Qingyun nodded his head with a straight face. Immediately, Wang Zishu walked behind the screen at the side and took off her robe, changing into a green robe. After changing into the green robe, Wang Zishu looked even more beautiful. Under her gentle appearance, there was a hint of spirituality. At this moment, Wang Zishu was like a fairy of 100 flowers. Her beauty was beyond compare. This was another girl who could be compared to Ruo Shui. However, her beauty was more of a gentleness and tranquility. Sizing up Wang Zishu, Mo Qingyun smiled faintly and said, "Miss Zishu, tell me about Brother Liu and the others." Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, Wang Zishu's expression changed slightly. She looked at Mo Qingyun with a complicated expression. There was affection, shyness, and disappointment. "The 4 friends you mentioned, I saw them the day before yesterday. At that time, the 4 of them seemed to be heading towards the Water Flame Valley." Wang Zishu sat down in front of Mo Qingyun and explained to Mo Qingyun, however, their situation seemed to be a little troublesome. It seems that because they saved someone, they provoked a group of Yuan Dan realm experts. However, those Yuan Dan realm experts seem to be afraid of them. Waterflame Valley? Being hunted down by Yuan Dan realm experts? Hearing Wang Zishu's words, Mo Qingyun's brows furrowed, and his expression turned serious. He thought to himself, "It seems like Brother Liu and the others are in trouble. Those people probably didn't dare to touch them because they were afraid of the Pill Palace's blade aura. Thank you for telling me, Misty Shu. I, Mo Qingyun, will remember your kindness." Mo Qingyun muttered to himself for a moment before standing up and thanking Wang Zishu. He took out 2 strands of Dan Palace Saber Chi from his Chinquan bag and handed them over to Wang Zishu. "Here are 2 strands of Dan Palace Saber Chi. Take them for self-defense. Consider my thanks." Dan Palace Blade Chi. Seeing Mo Qingyun hand over the blade energy of the Dan Palace, Wang Zishu's expression immediately changed. She hurriedly waved her hand and rejected. "Mr. Mo, this is too precious. You should take it back." She could not believe that Mo Qingyun would actually give something as precious as the blade energy of the Pill Palace to her. At this moment, in Wang Zishu's heart, her impression of Mo Qingyun increased by a few notches. Wang Zishu's face was gentle and beautiful as she looked at Mo Qingyun. "Mr. Mo, I only said a few words. You saved me just now, and that is the best way to thank me. I cannot accept your Dan Palace Saber Chi." Seeing Wang Zishu's actions, Mo Qingyun's impression of her increased by a few notches. He persuaded her, "It's just 2 strands of Dan Palace Saber Chi. It's nothing to me. If you keep it, you can intimidate Huan Yong. Do you want to be bullied by Huan Yong again?" Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, Wang Zishu's face revealed a difficult expression as hesitation rose in her heart. That's right. If she had the Dan Palace Saber Chi to defend herself, she would not have to fear Huan Yong. After thinking about it, Wang Zishu revealed a troubled expression. She raised her jade-like hand to receive the Dan Palace Saber Chi and said, "If that's the case, I will accept this Dan Palace Saber Chi." "All right." Seeing Wang Zishu's actions, Mo Qingyun did not say anything else. He nodded his head and said, "If that's the case, I will take my leave. Young master, take care." Wang Zishu was reluctant to part with Mo Qingyun, so she said goodbye to him. Bang! At this moment, just as Mo Qingyun was about to leave, Wang Zishu's door was kicked open. Following that, Mo Qingyun saw a group of people walk in. The 2 people leading the group were Wang Shui and Huan Yong. "You little slut, you are indeed meeting this wild brat in private." Wang Shui's face was gloomy as he scolded Wang Zishu. "You actually injured Huan Yong just to meet this wild brat. You are truly shameless." Wang Shui's first move was to accuse Wang Zishu. Hearing Wang Shui's words, the middle-aged man beside Wang Shui's face darkened. He glared at Wang Zishu and scolded, "Bastard, why aren't you apologizing to Huan Yong and asking for his forgiveness?" "Father, Hearing the middle-aged man's words, Wang Zishu's eyes immediately reddened. She said with an aggrieved expression, "Father, do you know what he was going to do to me? He was stripping me of my clothes. He was going to... You little brat, are you all grown up now? You don't even listen to your father anymore?" Hearing Wang Zishu's aggrieved words, the middle-aged woman beside Wang Shui's face darkened as well. She said, "So what if Huan Yong is stripping you of your clothes? It's better to let Huan Yong do it than to let this brat do it. A brat at True Energy Realm Level 5 wants to pursue my Zishu. He is really out of his league." Hearing the Empress's words, Wang Zishu's face turned pale. She revealed a trace of despair and said, "Father, Mother, I am your daughter. How can you treat me like this? Can you bear to let Huan Yong do this to me? Humph, little slut, I'm afraid you don't know. Actually, we picked you up a year ago." Hearing Mo Qingyun and Wang Zishu's words, Wang Shui immediately sneered and spoke coldly to Wang Zishu. "Picked up." Hearing Wang Shui's words, Wang Zishu's body immediately trembled. Mo Qingyun supported her, and she looked at the Empress and "Father, Mother, is this true?" Seeing Wang Zishu's gaze, the Empress and father averted their eyes. Then, the Empress's face hardened as she said, "That's right. We picked you up a year ago. When I saw that you had lost your memory, I lied to you and told you that you were my daughter. I raised you so that you could be Shue-er's wife. Do you really think that you are my biological daughter? After saying those cold words, the queen mother continued, We've raised you for a year in vain. Now it's time for you to contribute something to us. It's your great fortune to be able to catch the eye of Huan Yong. No. Hearing the empress's words, Wang Zishu's body trembled. Her eyes flickered as she could not accept this result. Seeing Wang Shue and the other two's attitude, Huan Yong immediately revealed a complacent expression. He spread his hands and said with a smile, Uncle, Auntie, don't be angry. Huan Yong is very clear about your righteousness. It's great that Huan Yong understands. Hearing Huan Yong's words, Father and Mother Wang immediately smiled apologetically at Huan Yong. After replying to the Empress and Father, Huan Yong's face turned cold. He turned to look at Mo Qingyun and said coldly, In my opinion, this is all because of this brat. If it wasn't for this brat's bewitchment, I believe that Miss Zishu would not have done such a thing. Yes, it must be because of this brat. Hearing Huan Yong's words, Wang Shue and the other two's faces immediately darkened. They glared at Mo Qingyun and said angrily, Brat, why don't you take a piss and look at yourself in the mirror? How dare you compete with Huan Yong for a woman? Why don't you kneel down and kowtow to Huan Yong and beg for mercy? If Huan Yong is in a good mood, he might spare your life. Ha ha! Hearing Wang Shue and the other two's words, Huan Yong immediately revealed a proud smile. He looked at Mo Qingyun and laughed. Brat, you want to compete with me for a woman? Try again in your next life. After saying those words, Huan Yong looked at Mo Qingyun and said, Brat, I'll give you a chance to live. Kneel down and kowtow to me and admit your mistake. Then, take the initiative to destroy your private part, and I'll spare your life. Huan Yong, that's a good move. Upon hearing Huan Yong's words, a finely dressed youth behind Huan Yong immediately gave him a thumbs up and said, letting this brat cut off his manhood in front of the woman he likes. This kind of punishment is really too ruthless. No, no. Hearing Huan Yong's words, Wang Zishu's face instantly changed. She stood in front of Mo Qingyun and pleaded, This has nothing to do with him. You can't do this to him. Damn, brat, do you want to die? Hurry up and get over here. Seeing Wang Zishu's actions, Father Wang and Mother Wang's faces immediately darkened. They berated Wang Zishu. What's so good about this brat? What kind of bewitching potion did he feed you to make you so loyal to him? Seeing Wang Zishu's actions, Mo Qingyun's expression immediately changed. He was shocked by Wang Zishu's actions. Wang Zishu actually took the initiative to speak up for him and plead for him. Then, Mo Qingyun smiled faintly and patted Wang Zishu's arm. He smiled faintly and said, Don't worry, it's just a few annoying flies. Let me deal with them. Seeing Wang Zishu's actions, Huan Yong's face immediately turned sinister. He felt as if he had been slapped in the face. The woman he wanted actually took the initiative to protect another man in front of him. This kind of thing was simply a humiliation to him. He could not accept it. Following this thought, Huan Yong's face darkened. He looked at Mo Qingyun and said, Brat, I wanted to spare your life just now, but I've changed my mind. I'm going to cut you into pieces and feed the dog the meat in your crotch. Just you? Hearing Huan Yong's words, Mo Qingyun curled his lips in disdain. He smiled nonchalantly and shook his head. There are many people who want to kill me. Compared to them, you're still too weak. Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, Huan Yong and the others immediately laughed as if they had heard the funniest joke in the world. Brat, do you know who he is? He's the young master of the Prime Minister's residence in the Huan Kingdom. The Huan Kingdom is ranked 6th among the 10 great kingdoms. You, a wild brat, actually said that you want to get rid of young Master Huan Yong? What a joke. I dare say that although this brat pretends to be arrogant on the surface, he's actually terrified in his heart. At this moment, the people behind Huan Yong all mocked Mo Qingyun. Is the Huan Kingdom that awesome? Are the 10 great kingdoms that awesome? Hearing their words, Mo Qingyun pursed his lips and replied nonchalantly, It's not just awesome, it's extremely awesome. Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, the luxuriously dressed youth behind Huan Yong immediately revealed an arrogant smile. In this 100-kingdom battlefield, everything is decided by the people of the 10 great kingdoms. Brat, you should now know who you've offended, right? Are you very scared now? Mo Qingyun curled his lips in disdain when he heard the young man's words. He continued, I only know that there was a fellow called Hun Lei in the past. He also said that he was from the greatest kingdom, the Soul Kingdom, but I still killed him in the end. Soul Puppet. Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, the expressions of Huan Yong and the others immediately twitched and the smiles on their faces froze. They had all heard of the name Soul Puppet. He was a super genius of the Soul Kingdom, and this brat in front of them actually said that he had killed Soul Puppet. This kind of thing was really too abnormal. After a brief moment of doubt, the way Huan Yong and the others looked at Mo Qingyun immediately changed and revealed an intense fear. Chapter 263. The Purple Eye. The young man in front of them was the homicidal maniac, the Purple Eye. They had offended the Purple Eye. Huan Yong and the others were so scared that their legs went weak. They even had the urge to pee in their pants. The Purple Eye was a maniac who had killed almost 100 people from the 10 kingdoms. Now that they had offended him, were they not courting death? Huan Yong and the others were completely dumbfounded. They looked at Mo Qingyun in panic and were speechless for a long time. What bullshit soul puppet? I've never heard of it. However, while Huan Yong and the others were terrified, Wang Shui revealed a disdainful expression, and he puckered his lips as he gazed at Mo Qingyun and said, Kid, are you trying to scare us with just a random person? Do you think our young master Huan Yong is so easily frightened? Without waiting for Wang Shui to finish his sentence, Huan Yong sent a flying kick at him. Then, he began to kick Wang Shui furiously. You're scaring your mother, scaring your entire family. I've been scared since I was young. Huan Yong was furious. He wanted nothing more than to chop Wang Shui into pieces. This was the purple-eyed devil monarch. He was the most ruthless and terrifying person in the entire 100 Kingdoms battlefield. It was one thing for Wang Shui to provoke him, but Wang Shui had dragged him down as well. Would he be able to endure such a thing? Of course not. Wang Shui was not the only one who was dumbfounded by Huan Yong's actions. Even Father Wang and Mother Wang were stunned. They did not understand why Huan Yong's actions were so extreme. At this moment, Wang Shui looked to Huan Yong with an aggrieved expression. Young Lord Huan Yong, why did you hit me? Why did I hit you? It would have been better if Wang Shui did not speak. The moment he spoke, Huan Yong became even angrier and kicked Wang Shui even harder. Not only did he want to hit Wang Shui, but he also wanted to chop Wang Shui into pieces. After ruthlessly kicking Wang Shui, Huan Yong's face was filled with terror as he begged Mo Qingyun for mercy. Lord Purple-Eyed Devil Monarch, I didn't mean to provoke you. Please spare my lowly life. The Purple Eye, Wang Shui, and the others' faces twitched when they heard Huan Yong's words. They looked at Mo Qingyun in fear. They might not know who the soul puppet was, but it was impossible for them not to know who the Purple-Eyed Devil King was. They had long heard of Purple-Eyed Devil Monarch's ferocious name. Never in their wildest dreams would they have thought that the wild brat they were talking about was actually the Purple-Eyed Devil Monarch. More importantly, they were still acting cool in front of the Purple-Eyed Devil Monarch. That was like poking a hole in the sky. No wonder Huan Yong acted like a madman and kicked Wang Shui as soon as he heard Huan Yong's words. Wang Zishu was also shocked when she heard Huan Yong's words. She looked at Mo Qingyun in disbelief and asked, Are you really the Purple Eye? Huh, that's what the people who want to kill me call me. Mo Qingyun smiled faintly when he heard Wang Zishu's words. He then asked, What do you want to do with these people? Wang Zishu's expression changed slightly when she heard Mo Qingyun's question. She looked confused and said to Mo Qingyun, I don't know either. You decide. You decide. Huan Yong and the others felt their legs go weak and their faces turn pale when they heard Wang Zishu's words. Asking the Purple Eye to make the decision was the same as asking for their lives. Given how vicious the purple-eyed devil monarch was, they would be finished the moment he took action. Since that's the case, I'll make the decision for you. Mo Qingyun did not care about Huan Yong's reaction. When he heard Wang Zishu's words, he nodded and looked at Huan Yong. He smiled faintly and said, "Didn't you say that you want me to cripple my lower body?" I mean, Huan Yong's expression twitched when he saw Mo Qingyun's cold gaze. He did not know how to respond to Mo Qingyun. He wanted to slap himself a few times. Why did he ask for such a despicable thing? He couldn't possibly say that he was wrong just now, and that he actually wanted to cripple his lower body, could he? The Purple Eye, I was wrong just now. I apologize to you again. Huan Yong looked at Mo Qingyun fearfully. He suppressed the fear in his heart and said to Mo Qingyun, "Don't go too far. I know that you are very strong, but the battlefield between the true energy realm and the Yuan Dan realm is now connected. If you attack me, the Yuan Dan realm powerhouses of the Huan kingdom will not let you off. If I don't kill you, will the Yuan Dan realm powerhouses of the Huan kingdom let me off? Will the Yuan Dan realm powerhouses of the 10 great kingdoms let me off?" Hearing Huan Yong's cold words, the corner of Mo Qingyun's mouth twitched as he replied with a cold smile. He had killed people from the 10 great kingdoms, and his talent was much stronger than Huan Yong's. Now, he and the 10 great kingdoms were in a situation where only one side would rest. As soon as Mo Qingyun finished speaking, he raised his hand and drew in the air. Then, strange runes appeared in the air. Mo Qingyun was drawing a formation. Raise your hand to draw formation. Seeing Mo Qingyun's actions, Huan Yong and the rest's expressions immediately twitched as they swallowed their saliva unconsciously. They really did not expect that Mo Qingyun's attainments and formations had reached such a level. At this moment, while Huan Yong and the rest were panicking, the formation runes in the air immediately shone brightly and quickly enveloped them. As Huan Yong and the rest were enveloped by the formation, rays of sword light appeared from within the formation. In the blink of an eye, Huan Yong and the rest were riddled with holes. Seeing the fate of Huan Yong and the rest, Wang Shui and the other two immediately knelt in front of Mo Qingyun in horror and begged for mercy. Lord Purple-Eyed Devil Monarch, we were wrong. Please spare us. The Purple Eye, please spare us on account of the fact that we raised Zishu. No matter what, we are Zishu's adoptive parents. Please spare us on account of her. In the future, when you marry Zishu, we will be a family. Please give us a chance to turn over a new leaf. At this moment, Wang Shui and the other two actually claimed to be relatives of Mo Qingyun. It was really shameless. Spare you? Hearing Wang Shui and the other two's words, Mo Qingyun looked at them in disdain and said coldly, "When you asked Zishu to sacrifice herself to Huan Yong, did it ever cross your mind that she was your adoptive daughter? And you?" Mo Qingyun turned to look at Wang Shui with a look of intense disgust. He said coldly, "You and I are family? Is a scum like you worthy?" As soon as Mo Qingyun finished speaking, a purple light flashed in his eyes and shot out a ray of light that instantly killed Wang Shui. Mo Qingyun would definitely not show mercy to such a scum. Shui, seeing that Mo Qingyun had killed Wang Shui, Wang Shui's father and mother were immediately filled with grief and anger as they hugged Wang Shui's body. They cried at Wang Shui's body, and Wang Shui's mother was filled with hatred as she roared at Wang Zishu. "You bitch! We took you in out of kindness, and this is how you repay us. You will die a horrible death, you promiscuous." Bang, bang. Without waiting for Wang Shui's mother to finish speaking, Mo Qingyun threw out 2 palms at them and crippled their cultivation. He said coldly, "Seeing that you have taken Zishu in for a year, I will spare your lives. Take care of yourselves." After saying those words coldly, Mo Qingyun walked to Wang Zishu and said gently, "Come with me." Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, Wang Zishu was shocked. Then, she looked at Mo Qingyun with a complicated gaze and nodded in agreement. Then, Mo Qingyun and Wang Zishu left Rotan Hotel together. After leaving Rotan Hotel, Mo Qingyun asked Wang Zishu, "You won't blame me for what I did just now, right?" Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, Wang Zishu shook her head and did not say anything. She looked disappointed. Although Wang Zishu did not say anything, she knew that Mo Qingyun was giving her face by allowing Wang Shui's father and mother to live. Don't be sad. That kind of person is not worth your sadness. Seeing Wang Zishu's disappointed face, Mo Qingyun comforted her. Wang Zishu nodded obediently. She looked a little lost as she asked, "Where are we going now?" "Let's go to the Waterflame Valley first." Mo Qingyun's face was solemn as he replied to Wang Zishu. He was worried about the safety of Lu Fangliang and the rest, and had to go to the Waterflame Valley immediately. Then, Mo Qingyun and Wang Zishu headed to the Waterflame Valley together. On the way to the Waterflame Valley, Mo Qingyun asked Wang Zishu, "Are you willing to be my disciple?" "Disciple?" Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, Wang Zishu was stunned. She did not understand Mo Qingyun's words. Seeing Wang Zishu's puzzled face, Mo Qingyun explained, "Your body constitution is very special. It is the jade spiritual wood body among the 3,000 body constitutions. It is very suitable for learning alchemy. If you are willing to be my disciple, I can teach you alchemy." "Alchemy? Why would the purple eye wait to learn alchemy?" Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, Wang Zishu's expression changed. She was shocked by Mo Qingyun's words. If this information was known by others, they would be shocked. The purple eye was actually proficient in alchemy. Then, Wang Zishu looked at Mo Qingyun with a complicated gaze and fell silent. Seeing that Wang Zishu was silent, Mo Qingyun did not continue to speak. He took out a manual and handed it to Wang Zishu. "Here is a manual on the basics of alchemy. You can take a look first. When you have thought it through, I will tell you your decision." "Okay." Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, Wang Zishu nodded and took the manual from Mo Qingyun's hands. On the way, Wang Zishu showed a strong interest in alchemy. She often asked Mo Qingyun questions. However, she did not mention that she wanted to be Mo Qingyun's disciple. In response to Wang Zishu's questions, Mo Qingyun explained in detail. However, he did not mention anything about becoming Wang Zishu's disciple. Mo Qingyun did not want to force her to become his disciple. He wanted Wang Zishu to decide for herself. Chapter 264. Wuqiu City, outside the city lord's mansion. At this moment, a group of luxuriously dressed youths were rushing over at top speed, covered in dust from the long journey. If Mo Qingyun was here, he would definitely recognize these people. They were Han Yang and the others who had entered the Eye Devil Abyss earlier. Who would have thought that they would survive the savage beast pursuit? After leaving the Eye Devil Abyss, Han Yang and the others were equally shocked when they saw countless Yuan Dan realm experts. Immediately after, they inquired about the whereabouts of the Yuan Dan realm experts of the 10 Kingdoms. After a series of inquiries, they finally learned that there were Yuan Dan realm experts of the 10 Kingdoms residing in Wuqiu City. When Han Yang and the others arrived at the entrance of the City Lord's mansion, they ordered one of the guards, "We want to see the City Lord. Go inform him immediately." "TSK, where did this bunch of brats come from? Do you think the City Lord is someone you can meet just because you want to?" Hearing Han Yang's words, the true energy realm guard at the entrance immediately looked disdainful. He glanced at Han Yang and the others and said, "Brats, if you don't want to die, get out of here right now. You're courting death." Hearing the guard's words, Han Yang and the others' expressions immediately darkened and they attacked the guard. After a while, a few true energy realm guards fell to the ground unwillingly. After killing the guards, Han Yang and the others walked into the City Lord's mansion. After a while, the Yuan Dan realm experts in the City Lord's mansion were disturbed by the actions of Han Yang and the others. When these people saw Han Yang and the others, their expressions immediately changed. "Prince Han Yang, Prince Dao Yupin, Prince Huan Jin Yupin. Looking at Hun Yang and the others in front of them, the Yuan Dan experts in the City Lord's mansion were all shocked. They were somewhat surprised by the appearance of Hun Yang and the others. After a brief moment of shock, Hun Qigong, the City Lord of Wuqiu City, looked at Hun Yang with a grave expression and asked, Prince Hun Yang, what are you? It's a long story. Let's go to the inner hall first. I'll tell you about it later. Hearing Hun Qigong's words, Hun Yang replied and walked into the conference hall. After entering the conference hall, Hun Yang told Hun Qigong and the others about Mo Qingyan. After listening to Hun Yang's explanation, Hun Qigong and the others' faces immediately darkened. They clenched their fists tightly, revealing intense anger. The Purple Eye had actually killed so many people from the 10 Kingdoms. The Purple Eye is so bold. How dare he kill people from the 10 Kingdoms? Hun Qigong said angrily. Then he shouted to the guards, Men, immediately pass down my order. Put the Purple Eye on the entire 100 countries battlefield. After issuing the kill order, Hun Qigong and the others began to talk about the changes in the 100 countries battlefield. Outside a cave in the Water Flame Valley. At this moment, a group of initial level and intermediate level Origin Core Stage experts were surrounding 4 True Element Realm youths and a middle-aged man at the 4th level of the Origin Core Stage. After surrounding the 5 people in front of them, one of the Yuan Dan experts walked out with a cold smile. He said to the middle-aged man, Mo Feiyu, I, Huang Chao, respect you as a man. I'll give you a chance. If you obediently follow me to the Blade Kingdom to receive your punishment, I'll spare you some physical pain. Hearing Huang Chao's words, Mo Feiyu frowned. He said coldly, Huang Chao, if I follow you to the Blade Kingdom to receive my punishment, will you let the 4 of them go? Mo Feiyu, you have no right to bargain with me. Hearing Mo Feiyu's words, Huang Chao waved his hand and rejected Mo Feiyu's request. His expression was cold as he said, These 4 little bastards killed so many of our people. I definitely won't let them go. Uncle Mo, don't talk nonsense with them. If they dare to come over, I'll ask Brother Liang to use the blade chi of the Pill Palace to kill them. Hearing Huang Chao's words, one of the youths on top of Mo Feiyu revealed a look of disdain. He said, Let me tell you, if you don't want to die, you better kowtow to Uncle Mo and admit your mistakes. Otherwise, when my boss comes, I'll make sure you die without a burial ground. I'm so scared. Hearing this youth's words, Huang Chao pretended to be scared. He sneered disdainfully. Kid, do you think we're scared? If your boss is really so powerful, why don't you ask him to come out and hit me? In all my years, this is the first time I've heard someone make such a despicable request. Hearing Huang Chao's words, a youth beside Mo Feiyu who was drinking mocked. Beside the youth who was drinking, a cold-looking youth who was holding on to the energy of the Pill Palace said coldly, People of the Jade Peak Kingdom, I'll give you one last warning. If you don't leave now, after I leave the 100 countries battlefield, I'll bring my troops to destroy your Jade Peak Kingdom. That's right. After I leave the 100 countries battlefield, I'll ask my father to send his troops to attack your Jade Peak Kingdom. Following the cold young man's words, the sloppy young man from before also said something ruthless. After hearing the words of the 2 youths, the cold smile on Huang Chao's face deepened. He said coldly, Kid, since you said so, all the more I can't let you leave. At this moment, when both sides were facing each other, not far away from them, a young man and a young girl were rushing over at top speed. Not long after, the youth and a young lady arrived in front of everyone. They were Mo Qingyun and Wang Zishu. After arriving at the Water Flame Valley, Mo Qingyun began to search for the location of Ling Luo and the other 3. After searching for a while, he finally found the location of Ling Luo and the other 3. Following that, he rushed over. The arrival of Mo Qingyun and Wang Zishu immediately attracted everyone's attention. Boss, you're here. Seeing Mo Qingyun arrive, Ling Luo's face was filled with joy. He greeted Mo Qingyun. Let's go over. Hearing Ling Luo's words, Mo Qingyun greeted Wang Zishu and walked over to Ling Luo and the other four. "Boss, this is Uncle Mo Feiyu. He has the same surname as you." Seeing Mo Qingyun approaching, Ling Luo's face was filled with excitement. He introduced Mo Qingyun to Mo Feiyu. Mo Feiyu? Hearing Ling Luo's introduction, Mo Qingyun's expression changed. He looked at Mo Feiyu in surprise. This name seemed to be the same as his cheap father's. However, Mo Qingyun didn't pursue the matter at this moment. Following that, Mo Qingyun and the others introduced themselves to each other. While Mo Qingyun and the others were introducing themselves, Huang Chao and the others looked at Mo Qingyun with disdain. "I thought that brat was very powerful. After all this time, he's just a true energy stage 5 martial artist." True energy stage 5? That's really powerful. I was almost scared to death. Haha. However, that brat seems familiar. I think I've seen him somewhere before. Haha. That brat seems to be the Purple Eye. I heard he's quite powerful and is good at using formations. In an instant, the group of Yuan dance stage cultivators started to talk disdainfully. While Huang Chao and the others were sizing up Mo Qingyun, one of them walked out and said to Mo Qingyun with disdain, "The Purple Eye, right? That brat said that he would teach us a lesson when you arrived. Now that I, Huang Liang, am standing here, I'd like to see how you're going to teach me a lesson. Since you're looking for death, I'll fulfill your wish." When he saw Huang Liang walk out, the corners of Mo Qingyun's mouth curled up into a cold smile. He slowly walked towards Huang Liang. "Boss, don't be rash. This guy is a Yuan dance stage 3 martial artist." Seeing Mo Qingyun's actions, Ling Luo revealed a hint of nervousness and reminded Mo Qingyun. What he said just now was just a bluff. If he really let Mo Qingyun fight with a Yuan dance stage cultivator, he would still be worried. After all, from the looks of it, Mo Qingyun's true cultivation was only at true energy stage 5. The gap between them was just too big. That's right. Little brother Qingyun, don't be rash. The gap between the Yuan dance stage and the true energy stage is still very big. Following Ling Luo's words, Mo Feiyu also revealed a worried expression and reminded Mo Qingyun. Although Lu Fangliang and the others didn't say anything, they also looked at Mo Qingyun with worried expressions. Mo Qingyun smiled lightly when he saw the expressions of everyone, and he smiled to console them. "Don't worry, it's only a fellow with a cultivation at the 3rd level of the Origin Core stage. I can still deal with him." As soon as Mo Qingyun finished speaking, he directly walked towards Huang Liang. He didn't take Huang Liang seriously at all. Seeing Mo Qingyun looking down on him, Huang Liang was immediately enraged. With a dark expression, he said, "Brat, sometimes you have to pay a painful price for being shameless. You think you can?" Mo Qingyun curled his lips and smiled disdainfully, as if he didn't take Huang Liang's words to heart. "Since you're looking for death, I'll fulfill your wish." Huang Liang gritted his teeth and didn't say anything else. He raised his hand and punched towards Mo Qingyun. Heavenly Tiger Jade Fist. As Huang Liang punched, Origin energy immediately erupted from his fist. It transformed into a Jade Tiger shadow and attacked Mo Qingyun. As the Jade Tiger ran, it brought along a wave of Origin energy shield and emitted a terrifying aura. It was as if a vicious tiger had come down from mountains. "Little brother Qingyun, be careful." Seeing that Huang Liang had used all his strength, Mo Feiyu's expression immediately froze. He warned Huang Liang and rushed towards Mo Qingyun. Looking at him, it seemed like he was about to step in and block Huang Liang's punch for Mo Qingyun. Ray. However, just as Mo Feiyu was about to make his move, a purple ray shot out from Mo Qingyun's eyes. As soon as the ray shot out, it blasted towards the Jade Tiger shadow at a speed that couldn't be seen by the naked eye. Bang! The Jade Tiger shadow's head was directly pierced by the ray of light. Then its body shattered like jade. Poof! As soon as the Jade Tiger shadow was shattered, Huang Liang, who was mentally connected to the Jade Tiger shadow, immediately turned pale and spat out a mouthful of blood. Huang Liang, who was a level 3 Yuan dance stage martial artist, had used all his strength to break through this attack. Seeing this, everyone was dumbfounded. They couldn't believe this result. Mo Qingyun was actually so strong. Is this the Purple Eye's strength? Huang Chao and the rest's faces twitched when they saw this scene. A sense of shock rose in their hearts. They really didn't expect a level 5 true energy stage martial artist to be so strong. They seemed to have underestimated the Purple Eye's strength. Little brother Qingyun is so strong. Mo Feiyu's expression froze. He looked at Mo Qingyun with reverence in his eyes. Is this his true strength? Wang Zishu's beautiful eyes moved, revealing a shocked expression. However, a sweet smile appeared at the corner of her mouth. Boss's Iray has become stronger again. Even a Yuan Dan stage martial artist attack can be easily broken through. The gap between us seems to have widened again. This is a huge blow. Forget it. Let's drink. Looks like we've underestimated Brother Mo's strength again. It seems like we're not the only ones who have improved in this period of time. Lu Fengliang and the rest's expressions changed. They looked at Mo Qingyun in shock and sighed in their hearts. You're tuning in to the Warrior Lore YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.